What's up, everybody? It's your boy Smellsworth. This is the Saltcast, the official podcast of the Salt Mine 1v1 tournament series. It's co-hosted by myself and the show match god, Johnny Boy. Each week, we interview pros and figureheads from the Rocket League community to find out their backstories and how they got to where they are now. The show is recorded live on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/smellsworthless every Tuesday or Wednesday. So sometimes you might hear references to the chat or the inevitability of me messing up audio production, and occasionally something doesn't translate well to audio. Stick with us. We're getting better at these things every show, and if you'd like to, obviously come by and catch the show live every week. The show will be published on all podcasting platforms, YouTube, and on Twitch. If we happen to miss your platform, send me a message. We'll fix it right away. You can find all these releases, the stream schedule, and more at my site, smelly.af. That's right. Smelly.af. Now it's time to enjoy the show.
Yes, so Greazy just actually right before the podcast, he went to the shops to buy his Pepsi Max. But before that,
Classic.
he qualified for RLCSX Regional number 2, which I wasn't 100% sure. There's the formats, so there's so much going on that I wasn't 100% sure how it worked. I wasn't really sure if you had to qualify again, but you did, even though you got top 4 in the last one. You still have to re-qualify for the next one. But hey, top 32 teams, you know, how hard was that realistically to get in?
It actually was pretty hard.
Okay.
Somehow, yeah, like we made top 4 last time, and then I was like, oh, we're probably just gonna get invited for top 32 next time. But we did. What is going on? Okay,
I'm just happy my camera's on. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to distract. It's just
all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, basically, we thought we would get invited, but we did not get invited. We had to go through the open qualifier, and we got seeded 6th.
6th?
On top of all of this.
Really?
We got 6th seed in the open qualifier.
Who got seeded ahead of you? I'm curious. Do you know?
I can name one team. Chalked.
Chalked, yeah.
Yes, they have a record of 1 in 50 in the recent months. And they got seeded above us. They have won one game since they formed.
Did you hear a lot about that from Linus? Was he's on Chalked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Remco and Magnus, right?
Yeah, but Remco couldn't make it this time because he was on vacation.
So they have a sub, and they still got it.
They're playing with Bilbo's? I don't know. Bilbo, and they are seeded higher. Are you kidding?
That is
unbelievable. Ooh.
Disrespect for a former world champ.
Did they have to qualify? They weren't like straight in. They had to qualify, but they were into the closed qualifier or something?
They made it to day 3, so they basically saved 2 days of qualifiers.
Okay, right. Were day 1 and 2 easy, or was that just like...
Yes, day 1 and 2 were pretty free, and then today we had to play Stormtroopers, second round, and we beat them. They actually didn't make it, I think.
Oof, wow.
Yeah, but they're really good. And then we played the Minx. They actually popped off. They were actually unbelievably good. I've actually never seen a team that good in my life, and I've never heard about them, so I guess that's life. So
wow.
Yeah. So we lost to them in the upper bracket, and then we beat... Is it weird that I don't remember who I played half an hour ago?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay. Scream. You know this? Scream?
Yeah.
Yeah, his team. Game Ups.
Yeah.
Game Up is their name, I think.
Okay.
Gamer House. Is this German?
No,
Gamer House. Right?
Game
That's how you
Up.
pronounce it?
Up. You know this? Okay.
I'm trying to find their team. I'm looking on the page right now. Not all the teams have like official pages because a lot of them are very new. All right, so see, Chalk didn't make it in this time.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers didn't make it in as well. That's definitely big. So I think those teams got seeded ahead of you because they're grid teams. That's probably why. I think they're all on the grid. So they just got given preferential seeding as a reward for making it into the grid. That's interesting though that because grid was just one qualifier, right? Way back at the start of the year. Did you play in that qualifier as well?
We did, but we lost one series before we qualified.
It's definitely so. I mean, it seems like that one qualifier at the very start of the year seems to be carrying forward. I mean, that qualifier got teams higher seeding in this, even though, I mean, Chalk, like you said, have lost a lot since then. So maybe that's not as relevant as it should, or maybe it's been given more relevancy than it should have.
Yeah, what I found weird is that they don't use like RLCS and the Grid are two different tournaments, right?
They are, yeah.
So why would they not go from the results from the first regional and put that into account as well for seeding for the next regional?
I think it makes sense. Yeah, Giants Gaming, were they seated ahead of you, or who else was?
Yes, probably.
Yeah, I think Giants would have been as well. So that, yeah, so Giants and the Grid teams.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, you can see the logic there, but at the same time, I do agree with you. I think that the RLCSX regional results would have made more sense to go based on that for seeding the second RLCSX regional qualifier instead of just looking at who's in the grid based on a qualifier that happened a long time ago. That's maybe they're going to revise that. I don't know. I don't know if that's a plan, but hey, you made it in anyway, so
we did. I'm really happy.
Against all odds, dude. Can we travel back in time to the beginning of your Rocket League career? Or at the time, maybe you weren't even thinking it was a career.
Yeah, let's go earlier.
Let's go like early days, early Greazy. What's the first time you picked up a controller while the game Rocket League was loaded?
That must be. I actually played. Fun fact: I played on keyboard for my first 1,000 hours. So that's
superior. Then
that
the controller.
That's actually kind of impressive that you switched over.
Yeah, I mean, I was really shit on keyboards. I was like, no,
can't get worse.
Surely I can't be worse on this little thing. So pick that bad boy up.
How long did it take you to surpass your keyboard ability?
15 minutes. Probably somewhere around there.
Did you have like boost bound on your keyboard? What was the problem?
No.
It should be that bad. I think keyboard is harder though. It's less intuitive. I think it takes a lot longer to learn keyboard. That's why like no keyboard players were competitive until years later.
That is true.
Like Yukio and Fruity have both won lands with keyboards.
That's
but that didn't happen for a long time, like many years after dozens and hundreds of controller players.
I'm curious how does one progress to become a pro when they play for 1,000 hours terribly with a keyboard first? Did you just hire a coach at that point? Is because you sound pretty not self-aware, I guess. If that's the case.
I don't think there was a single coach back in the day. I think
I'm
Johnny,
sure. Yeah.
You were my first coach, I think, Johnny. And you were not.
I didn't really do much coaching either. I just like give you guys a few very small like pieces of advice. Like
clean up after you in the living room in Glasgow.
Yeah, that was a lot of shit in that.
Try to get cooks out of bed in time for catching planes and stuff was my main role. But yeah, I would just like do very minimal coaching because I didn't think that it would have helped. Like you guys would have been bored out of your minds doing like replay reviews and stuff. What's even the point? Like I was like, these guys are gonna watch this. Just gonna not even bother.
That is still the best boot camp I've ever been to this date. That is the Scotland boot camp.
It was a good time. That was when we met. That was when we met too. I don't know if you remember me being there. See? It was the very first night. You were so tired.
So tired.
And you went to bed super early. Basically, you were like the nerd at the sleepover that falls asleep first. And like the rest of us are just partying, having a great time. No. And then at one point, Johnny and Mark went to the back room to like make a bed for you to go sleep in. And they had so much fun doing it. And then we put you to bed and we made fun of you the whole night. And then I had to fly out the next morning. So, you know.
Matt visited us for one night because
legitimately one night.
One night because he was on this big traveling trip of Europe, but that was before Amsterdam Land Season 2, and you did meet up with us again in Amsterdam. So it was like
it's true.
Connected in Scotland, connected in Amsterdam. And Greazy was you were at my house, which I still live in the same house, for the boot camp. That was a good time. Cuxer and Marky. Actually, Marky stayed at his flat, and he just got the train every day, I think. But
wait, we went to that flat. Do you remember that, Johnny?
Yeah, I remember Marky's flat, man.
Ooh, I stayed there the night before I met up with you guys, so yeah, I also know. I am in on this joke.
I slept on the couch. Greazy was on a floor bed with 2 blankets, and he was really chuffed with himself for having 2 blankets.
That was so
he couldn't believe that he had 2 blankets. He was so happy. Oh, he was going to be freezing. Those are times. That's like a real Rocket League coaching done. None of this like replay reviews nonsense.
So early days then, like you're on keyboard, you're horrible. You switch to controller, you start to become less horrible.
Yeah.
do you start like how long are you playing before you start thinking, oh, maybe I should take this seriously? Are you enough of like a millennial that you're like, yeah, I'll just become a pro gamer, or was it like a weird thing for you?
For me, it's always been like every game I've played, I've always become like pretty good pretty fast. So
Okay.
It's like,
What did you play before Rocket League, by the way?
I played some CS:GO and some. What else did I play? I mean, back in the day, I played a lot of like Call of Duty and shit. Like that's way back though. I went to like small lamps and shit, but it was like $1 prize pool, so it was like you won like a gun
Sick.
if you So it was shit. But I think that I never decided to go pro in Rocket League. I think I got really lucky because I was in a team with an Italian guy called the Brutes. That's like really far back, where I don't even remember our team name. But
I
he
don't think that's even
knew.
on record, the team name.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Right.
But basically, he was friends with Cookser all the way back, and I was playing with this Italian teammate that I had, and he invited the Cooks, and then we started playing. And Cooks was like, "Wow, you're good," and I was like, I know, like I'm fucking nuts. Like, let's keep playing. Like, come on.
Greazy's ego, man.
Oh, I got ego right away.
Worst.
But yeah, so that's basically how it started. And then I started to play with him and Mark mostly, and Mike Rules a little bit in like private games and shit. Pashy.
Mhm.
My brain is shit. I don't remember more.
That's a lot, though. You remembered a lot.
Yeah,
You actually wasn't the first big team that you were on to play like in Gfinities and stuff was with the LMP and Maestro.
yes.
Nasty was a substitute. The original Supersonic Avengers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Like,
you bring it back to memories now.
I think how this happened. This is at least my memory of how this happened. Because I used to queue up. The way that ranked worked back then is if you had one high rated person in your party, you could queue into anyone, like as high rated as possible.
Yeah.
So I used to play with a guy called Flarky who was really high rated in 3v3. Like he was top 10, and we used to just play for fun. So I would run into Greazymeister and ELMP in ranked, and they were really good. We beat you one time, and you guys were really mad. But every other time, you beat us. Yeah, we like scraped like a 1-0 win one time, but you guys would beat us every other time. We're like, man, these guys are fast, because back then fast airling wasn't a thing, and Maestro and you were like fast airling before anyone else. But like that, was that just the LMP picking you guys up in ranked and being like, wait a minute, yeah, these guys are good. I should bring them into tournaments or something. That's what I remember from back.
The weird fact about this is, me, Remco, and Maestro, we were all on separate teams at this time. Yeah. So I was on team with the Italian guys,
Mm.
and Remco was on team with the. I don't know if you guys remember this, but
and someone.
No, maybe
Who was it?
TJ Shorty.
TJ Shorty. That's right.
He was like 60. He was really old. He was really old.
I think he was like 28 or something. He wasn't that old.
That means he's like how old now? 40? I don't even know. But basically, we like.
I feel attacked.
Wait, Matt, how old are you before we continue?
Guess.
I
won't be offended. I won't be offended.
Okay, sorry. Okay, where was I? I don't remember.
You're not gonna guess? Like you moved on that quickly from trying to guess?
I'm gonna guess 20.
He doesn't believe that. No way.
32.
You're so cute.
Wait, you're older?
I'm 36. Player.
Greazy, you guess closer to my age. I'm gonna be 30 in March.
That's enough of that.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't hang out with boomers.
Yeah, no way. Greazy is hanging out with all his.
You know, this bit doesn't work in audio, all right? This is gonna become an audio podcast at some point. Hey, this bit doesn't work in the audio podcast, okay? This only works on Twitch and YouTube. Sorry to the rest of the listeners. Greazy just got up and walked away, pretending I was old.
He's shocked.
There's no way you're 36.
I promise you I am, but it doesn't matter. Anyway.
Now, you guys played Supersonic Avengers. You guys played the first like really big tournament. Like obviously there was lots of Gfinities and stuff, but the first like really big tournament was the Rocket League Central Royale or whatever. And you played that with the LMP and Maestro, right? I think.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I did.
I think you did. And you got top 4, but then you lost to some North American team in the quarterfinal in a cross server. Then you got game 7 by like IBP or whatever, or like Cosmic.
I think that was the last tournament because I think we played Remco's team.
You did. You played against Remco's team in that, and then you teamed with him after.
Yeah, he like. I remember way back, like everyone was so fucking shit. It was unbelievable. And then I remember Remco always scored. Like if the ball was on the wall, he would always shoot it straight in your net. And I was like, wow, this guy is really good. And I sent him a message like, hey man, there's this guy on our team. He's really shit. We need a new player. Like we need
He wasn't that bad.
He actually was pretty good, but
I thought he was pretty good, but he just didn't play the same way as you guys. Like,
yeah, he was like
they stayed good after you guys left him. It was him, Snasky, and Doomsy. They were still a good team, but not as good as you guys.
They could just never break through, right? They were just like right on the bubble.
Yeah, but I think that's when we picked up Remco. At least I messaged him like, "We need you," and he was like, "Sure, let's go." And then we then girls for him. So that's literally the story. I think
you guys were all just like avatars. You had no pictures of yourself on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, you were Zac Efron, I think.
the first time I think I still have that photo actually on many profiles.
Yeah, you guys rocked up to season 1 LAN and nobody knew what you looked like. And I think me and Marky stood in an elevator with you and someone else, maybe Remco, maybe Meister. I don't remember which one. We didn't know it was you guys, and you guys didn't say anything. You guys knew it was us, but you didn't say hi. And then we later on we find out, wait, you guys from the elevator, why didn't you say anything? Like they were just like these mysterious people. We're like, what do they look like? One of you rocked up to the LAN looking like a boy band. We're like, what? We them girls? That was bizarre. Definitely. What was the whole point behind that? Hiding your faces or not making your image anything more than an octane?
I actually have no idea why we did that. Like no clue at all. I think I actually have no clue what to say right now. Like that, I did not expect this question to come. My way, to be honest. So yeah, that's my answer for that.
Okay, very cool. We had Farah on the podcast last week, and he's like, "Yeah, at minute 1 minute and 42 seconds in that game, I hit a shot to the top left corner, and then I sneezed." And you're like, "Yeah, season 1 LAN, I was there, I think, right? You guys remember it?" Or
I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. We'll focus on the big details. The big details, like Pepsi Max is life water, keyboard and mouse first. Have you talked about the We Dem Girls naming situation before? Like, how did you come up with the name? Did I miss it? Did he just say it now and I was like totally not paying attention? Or
no, I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure we were gonna sign up for this tournament, like this random tournament, that we had to have a name, and we didn't have a name yet because it
was Gfinity, right, or something.
Yeah,
names. Yeah, team name.
Yeah, I think so. And then there was this song that was out called "The We Dem Boys."
Yeah.
And then we were all like, "Yay!" And then we decided that was shit, so we went with We Dem Girls, and then that was basically how it came.
Yeah. Of course, that's how it happened. You're like, We Dem Girls, but it was one of the most iconic teams ever.
That's actually insane to me.
Well,
it was.
I think what was crazy is that you had this sort of like jokey, silly name, and everybody else was very much taking themselves super seriously at this point, right?
Yeah.
And then it's this great combination because you guys were also like lethal, and you had you sort of changed the meta. It seemed to me, at least at the time, that team changed the meta to this like backboard pass, really fast rotations, slamming shots in, and like everybody was afraid of you at that time, especially the established teams, that because you guys were sort of like. I felt at the time, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I felt at the time you were the first non-SARP team to sort of like come in and be like the new breed, the new blood in the scene.
Oh, they were, yeah.
I mean, basically, I don't know, but I don't know how we got to that place now, because we always played with like Marky and them, like all the SARP vets, and they like always like took the ball down, controlled it, played like never gave away the ball.
Yep.
And somehow we just thought, wow, why not just hit it as hard as possible and just try to hit it again? And that basically just worked for like a year, so it was fantastic. Like I still do that to this day. If the ball
actually do though, you just try and hit the ball as hard as possible. Every single time you're hitting the ball, you're like, I wonder if I can hit it harder than I've ever hit it before.
Yes, I think this is a fun fact. This is a very fun fact. People, like everyone started playing like that, right? Like season 2, 3, 4, right? And now people are not expecting it anymore. Like, this is why I'm good again. People are like, wow, he's probably gonna take his time and do something really smart with this. Nope, full speed. Whoop. Like this the game. You have this bat. You guy.
Is it called baseball?
Yeah. This every time this. If I see this, you do this. I swear to God.
Perfect analogy,
Oh
Greazy.
my
Perfect
god!
analogy.
I didn't know you had such a mind for the game.
He
I
does.
think of all aspects at all times.
You know, before we move on from hitting the ball really hard, I haven't heard the updated like tier list, the Greazy like certified tier list of like what the most powerful shots in Rocket League are called. Because I know that you and a while ago had like a list. And as shots get harder and harder, they become they're named a different way. Is there an updated version of that, or do you have like a top 5 like that we could?
I think I have a top 5. I need to think a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
But like the top 5, that is a
lot.
That is a plot.
What about top 3?
Oh, top 3. Don't even get me started on top 3. Like, I don't think you realize a top 15. If you guys saw the top 15, you would say, "Oh my god, how did it do that?" That's top 15.
Well, let's try to crowdsource it. Do you think that chat can come up with all the names?
No way. It's not possible. These are top.
You know what the top 1 is? Because back last time I heard it, a Slaughter was pretty high up there. But
the slaughter. Oh, the slaughter. I dream about those. Like when you try to hit the ball on the bounce, right?
Yeah.
But it accidentally pinches and just.
Yeah.
That is not even close to a slaughter, and so you can imagine what a slaughter is.
How many slaughters have you hit in your life?
I think I stopped counting in 2019 February, but up until that point, I had 7.
Wow.
I love that. That's good.
I hit
Clinger is a good one.
Yeah, we got clanger, clinger, slinger, banger, whopper, dinger,
a beam really is off, like you can see a very common theme to all these words, but beam is like very unique.
Pinger, finger.
Yeah.
I also saw recently blimper on here. that weird like falling flip reset that you did and like sort of put the ball into the goal like that.
But like none of these are even close to top 5. That's how crazy this list is.
Really?
I can name top 5 if you want. This
yes,
is
yeah, I think that was the original request.
But we'll keep this.
Maybe I forgot. Okay.
Reliable people watching.
Coming in at 5th place. That's a Rosper. It makes no sense. But that's still like semi. That's like
Rosper? Is that
Rosper?
ROSPER or
yes? That's a Rosper.
Okay, great.
And coming in a close 4th. Are you ready for close 4th?
Yes.
That's the Volcano Plumper.
Okay.
Volcano Plumper. Oh my.
But normal people can't hit these kind of slumpers. Like this is only for special.
Volcano Plumper. Normal people can't hit these slumper. Okay.
And coming in 3rd place. What is that? I need to think. Like we have so many. Oh, I think 3rd is Raccoon Pimper. That is a pumper and a bill. Like if you hit that,
Pimper.
Raccoon Pimper.
Okay.
You pimp the raccoon and send that thing. Like it's unbelievable.
These are really evolving. I can see
Rosper, Volcano Plumper, Raccoon Pimper coming in hot at number 2 on Greazy's top 5.
No, wait, that's top 3. Huh?
That's 3. Number 2 is
coming in hot, and I'm setting you up. I'm leading you in, buddy. It's a pass.
Oh, okay. Number 2, that's Slaughter because we have a new champion.
Slaughter. Do I sound Norwegian when I said Slaughter?
Slaughter.
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 Is good.
I think I sound maybe Russian there, but whatever. Here we go. Coming in at number 1 in Greazy's top tier list for hard hitting Rocket League shots is.
This one needs to be kept holy. You can't say this word unless you actually hit it.
It's like Voldemort or what?
Don't know what that is. But yeah, coming in number 1 at number 1. Coming in 1st place is piss. A pisser. It's basically
pisser. Just
That's-
piss. I thought we were just going with piss. I was like, that really does break the mold. That really does break the mold. A pisser.
If you hit them, people in the same lobby as you will absolutely piss themselves. And this is a proven fact. It has happened several times.
Oh, Linus, I just hit a pisser.
Like, he has never hit a pisser, actually. He is kind of washed this. But
what's Linus peaked at? Has he hit any of these before? Any of these top 5?
He has been smelling on the slaughter, but he has not.
Sniffing the slaughter.
Wow. He sniffed the slaughter just a tiny bit, but I think I'm the only one that's ever hit a pisser. Like, that is something I'm really proud of, actually.
Wow. So you think that is it like, what makes it a pisser? Like, are you saying that you hit the hardest Rocket League ball in the world, or is there other attributes to it?
I think I forgot the question. I was fixing something. Wait. Wait, try again. Try me. Is it me?
Hey man, after this podcast, I want you to go to the doctor and get checked out. First Rocket League pro with Alzheimer's, Greazymeister. No, I was trying to say, are you saying that you hit the ball the hardest out of anybody in the world, and that's the pisser, or is there something else that makes it like a pisser other than a hard shot?
Have you ever? What rank is you? What rank are you? Sorry.
Bubble GC in 2s.
So you're GC.
Yeah.
So basically, you know when. Okay, let's say you are on the opposite. Okay, let me show this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on the opposite team.
This is you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's me.
This is you.
Looks just like me.
And this is their half. This is the opponent's half, right?
Yeah.
This is your half, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is your teammate, or this is your half, or this. You can say this is your teammate.
Yeah. Yeah.
This teammate clears the ball, right? In this curve, right?
Yeah.
Across the field. This is you.
Yeah.
Now this transforms into the ball, okay?
Yes.
Yep.
So basically it comes, and you jump like this, and it skims your car, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it glitches out. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and it skips off, just skips. It pisses.
Exactly. Like, you see?
Yes.
That is the pisser. But
Got it.
It has to be powerful as fuck. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's loud. Fuck that. I almost forgot. Well, I should probably not say that, actually. I should probably behave a little bit.
I don't know, man. I don't want to tell you what you should do at all, because this is all very magical. Everything that's coming out of your mouth is...
Apparently Ahmad scored one on my stream. I remember the shot, actually, but I don't know if you would call it, because he flipped into it. Can you flip into it?
No.
Mark hit a nasty pisser yesterday when we were playing. He hit it off our back wall. And then just tilted back and pissed it all the way across the field. And the other guy was creeping up, just pissed all over him.
I actually don't believe Marky can still hit those. Like, I can't believe it.
He's been grinding a bit, dude. He's on the up and up.
Really?
He's still got it. He's just, honestly though, that one is really well named. Like, I have to give it to you.
Sense. It actually makes sense.
Yeah, you understand this? What I mean?
Yeah, I'm into it. Like, it's weird. It's weird. For the first time, I understand you. Like our minds have melded.
Right, wait, I'm going to send you a goal, Greasy, and you can tell us what you would rank this.
Put it in chat, Johnny. Put it in chat.
Yeah, I will. I'll put it in chat. So it should link to the correct time if I've done this properly. So everybody can... wait, I'm just logging into chat so I can post this. Okay, we're in. So I'll send it to you as well, Greasy, on Discord. So
let me have a look here.
This link. What would you put this shot from Ahmad at? Because this one surprised me and everybody watching. It's like he deleted the ball.
It's very close. I have to give him that. That is a very close to a piss. But I would still categorize this in the upper slaughter area.
Upper slaughter. Okay.
Just because of the...
Which is still good, because Linus can't even hit a slaughter. He's only sniffing it.
He has been up there sniffing it only.
Okay.
Only sniffing.
Wow.
There you go. So, I mean, it was definitely a sick shot, but nothing that Greazy can't replicate, I'm sure.
Oh, I do those every day.
Yeah,
Every
sure.
day, and that's
It's
play
funny
it
though.
back.
Like a lot of people are like, oh man, I wonder how these Rocket League players get so good. They must be so smart, and they must like have a real analytical mind for the game. And then they'll just like listen to Greasy talk about Rocket League, like what? How?
Don't listen to me if you're new. Like, it's no point. Like, oh,
Like, if you listen to these guys play Rocket League, like on one of their streams, that's actually how the comms work at the pro level.
it's unbelievable to me. Every day it surprises me when I play with Linus.
Yeah. Oh man. Like you guys have to stream more. Those are some funny games.
Yeah, speaking of, I see a lot of mentions on your Twitter about how you're a full-time streamer now, etc. What's going on?
I am full-time streamer 1 week a year.
And your YouTube is back, I heard also on your tweets. I was just like, refreshing for the show, all the things that you've said, and so your YouTube is back, is that right?
I was posting a little bit, like a Road to Grand Champ 1v1 series, but and then I started playing like this RLCS thing and the field and everything just takes so much time. So now I'm like, oh.
That's fair actually, because there is a lot of games right now.
You need to record your just field games or whatever, stream them, and then get an editor. Just get an editor to post like highlights for you.
That's a good point.
If you want to like do it with minimal effort, which I don't say that in a bad way, as if to say that you're lazy or anything, but I do think it's not something that pro players can do. You can't edit your own videos. You don't have time for that. You need to be playing the game like playing tournaments and stuff, especially these days.
But this is like the first time it's actually hectic to be a pro, like in many years.
Yeah,
true.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Is it better?
I like it to a certain degree, but like you have to play the game very much, so you almost get burnt out because you play like 5 hours every day, competitive, like 4 hours, including that's like when qualifiers are on, of course, but. And the field, like 3 games every evening. That's like 2 hours of professional gameplay, and then you have scripts outside of it.
Field work. I think the field is the one that a lot of people are really confused about because Grid, obviously, that's streamed every week. People understand that. RLCSX, people are starting to grasp what's going on there. Outside of the qualifiers, anyway. What's going on with the field? How does that work for all the top teams?
I mean, field is basically like what should I say? People probably know what 6-man is. Like you queue up and then find a game. But you basically do it with your team, and we're like Division 1, 2, 3, and there's like 20 teams in Division 1. And you queue up, and other teams queue up, and then you get matched against a random opponent, and then you play out, and you either get a win or a loss, basically, and then it goes on to the leaderboard.
So are you only doing 3 games a day? That's what your team's decided to do, or is this like a minimum standard that you have to do to stay relevant? How does it work?
We usually do 2. But that's mainly because we have had a lot of other things we need to do, like qualifiers and shit. And but if we don't have anything, we usually do 2 or 3.
Okay, interesting. I think we were planning on talking more about your actual team later, since it makes it's a bit easier to go through your Rocket League teams in the order that they happened. But before we leave the Weedham girls topic, the other thing to mention or to go over is season 1. Because that was like the first big Rocket League one. We kind of like brushed on it a little bit, but there's one moment actually at season 1 that I'm going to ask you about, and it might be a bit of a painful memory, but it was right after maybe it wasn't painful memory. I think you were laughing about it when it was at the after party. You were just like talking to I think Marky or I think it was Marky, and you both couldn't believe that IBP had won the LAN, and I remember distinctly Greazy just yelling in despair, "How did we lose to iBuy Power Cosmic?" And he's like, "How did we lose?" You couldn't believe that had happened in the upper bracket, and then obviously after that you just bombed down in the lower bracket, as a lot of teams often do in this format. But what happened? How did you lose to IBP? Have you figured it out?
I actually have no idea. That is actually the most painful LAN I've ever been to. We were like favorites, like by far. We were like pumping, beat Flipside like 4-0 in the regional. Everything was ready to go. Came to Hollywood, played like an absolute dog. I scored the first goal in.
You did on Quinn Lobdell.
Quinn Lobdell.
Scored on Quinn Lobdell. Perfect.
He was good. He was really good. He was actually bumping.
Hey, they beat Mucket. They eliminated Turbo Pulsa.
Turbo.
In the lower bracket, game 5.
Turbo was the worst player I've ever seen.
Yeah, too bad Turbo didn't. Turbo didn't really do anything with his Rocket League career, huh?
Yeah, that was at the end. Quit
Fuck
Love
Turbo, dude.
What a noob.
Here's what a lucky cunt.
How's he lucky, Greasy? How's he lucky?
Just 4 times or whatever. Oof.
I was thinking about this. Turbo, every team he's been on since season 3, or actually even season 3, has involved the best player in the game at that time.
Yeah, okay.
Devo,
Yep, that's true.
K-Dop, and Panda, both seasons, 2 of the best players in the game. And then he went to Dignitas with and lost K-Dop, one of the best players in the game, and then had a bad season, and then changes the team, goes to NRG, Garrett and Justin, 2 of the best players in the game. Unbelievable. He's a luxurious man, let me tell you.
He has had very good teammates, but I think he's what would you think of him as an individual though, as a player? I mean, you played with him a lot, played against him.
Obviously, it's insane. Like he's not like insane as every other like Astral and shit. Like if I see Astral on the ball, I'm like, well, I might as well just go make some coffee, you know. But when Turbo is there, you're like, what is he gonna do this time? He flops about on the ball, whee!
Yeah.
But like he's
like Marky Duda back in the day when you teamed with Marky. Oh my goodness!
The amount of shit goals Marky scored, unbelievable to me.
The king of the poo goals.
They might have own goals that other teams would score, and then it would credit Marky Duda has scored. It blew my mind. Like K-Dop scored a screamer of an own goal. Of course, Marky Duda scored. I'm like, how does he keep doing this? How does he keep getting away with this? It's crazy.
I actually have no idea.
There's just some players who constantly do this.
But yeah, of course,
that category.
Yeah, Turbo is the same, of course. Like you can never take credit away from Turbo. Like he's always in the right place. He's very good at the decision making. He rarely makes like mistakes that puts his teammates in bad positions. Like it's
he's not known for own goaling at key moments in big series at all.
I have seen that a few times, but other than those times, it's usually he's very consistent. Probably one of the most consistent players that's ever played the game. Actually,
oh yeah. So. Yeah. He scored how many winning goals in RLCS World Finals now? I mean, he
3.
Did he score the winning goal in season 3? Who scored the winning goal in season 3? Probably Devo.
I think he just won like 2-0 in the last game, didn't he? Wait.
I think it was 1-0. I think it was 1-0 in the last game.
Then it was probably Turbo.
That was a weird land though, because they looked so bad on day one, like Turbo and them. They got 3-0'd by NRG. They looked trash. Then Remco switched to the Octane and they started playing well again. He was playing Breakout, and then he switched to the Octane. I remember I talked to him about this backstage. I saw him scrimming the Octane. I was like, aha, yeah. You guys are gonna do much better now. And he's like, what do you mean, man? You don't like my Breakout? I was like, let's not talk about it. Like I don't know what it was. It's not that I didn't like Remco's Breakout. It's just they never did well. When he didn't play the Octane, they didn't do as well. It's strange.
He's always played weird cars. I don't know what it is. Every time he starts losing, he changes to a worse car. Like it makes no sense. Like it makes it worse. But I don't know. Now he plays the Dominus, pumps, or he doesn't pump, but he's kind of washed as well. Everyone's washed is this. Like I'm being completely honest. I'm fucking washed. Like Remco's washed. Like
you guys uploaded some clips of your washedness to Twitter the other day.
Ooh. Wow, we have some moments, I can tell you. Every time me and Remco and Turbo or a lot play ranked, I think I genuinely mean this. I have never gained rating playing with my friends. Ever.
Same, man.
It's unbelievable.
It's true though. I think playing with your friends, you're just inevitably gonna lose rating.
Remco has never taken one game of ranked seriously. Ever in his entire life.
Yeah, actually, he used to. Before he was on that team with TJ Shardy, I saw him rank 1 and 2v2 or something, or rank 1 and 3v3.
That must be way back.
Yeah. Pre any competitive Rocket League ever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Oof.
So wait, you were like on this sick team. I actually remember this because you guys were so good in season 1. You Remco Greazy, you Remco Maestro. That when Marky and Cux were thinking of who to replace Mike with because he was retiring.
Yeah.
And they were thinking, who do we ask to replace? They were obviously, if they could have gotten any of the Weedham girls, they would, in a heartbeat, sign them up because not only are they making their team better, but they're also making the main competition worse. But they didn't even ask because they thought there's no way that team wants to break up. They're insane. Why would they want to break up? They're going to be the best team in Europe now that Mike's retiring. So they didn't even ask until one day. I think you asked Marky, what are you guys? Who are you guys getting for your next your new player? And he told you, oh, we don't know, man. It's kind of like up in the air. And then you kind of like sort of low key asked, oh, why haven't you asked me or any of William girls? And then Marky was like, wait, what would you say? That's like kind of how it happens. What
If
was
I
the
were
story?
to ask you, how would you feel?
Yeah. How did that happen? Because what was going on there that made you want to leave the best team, but maybe in the world? Obviously, you didn't win season 1, but you might still have been the best team. I think you would have been after Mike retired.
Yeah, I think so. But I think I was a big Cooks fanboy, like everyone else, of course. Cooks
Yeah.
was insane, still is really good. And then I don't know. I was young, dumb, like I don't know what I was doing, but it worked out. So I sent him a message, just like, man, if you want to play this game, like let's win worlds and just go home after. And then he was like, yeah, sure. And then
were you not getting along with your team in general, or were you feeling like, oh, like they're not taking it as seriously as I am, or you just thought your chances were with the Flipside boys were better? What was going through your head at that time?
I don't think it was anything about that. It was I don't know. I think I just wanted really to play with Cooks and Mark. Like I was a big fanboy and saw an opportunity and just took it. Didn't think about any consequences at all. Just fucking just did it basically.
Well, you did win, so
Yes.
you got the job done. But
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't like super easy or anything. Like there were a few hiccups, I guess. Like that was the
Yeah.
season where you guys nearly didn't get auto qualification by some really weird tiebreaker rule. Remember that one? The
Jesus Christ.
tiebreaker rule that had you guys third and Mucket were second or whatever. Just because
Yeah.
I don't know. I made a rant stream about that because it was really dumb. But yeah, I think RLCS decided to change it because they were like, yeah, it is dumb. So you ended up getting auto qual and then lost to Mucket, who they were like the one team who were always like a bit difficult for you guys to beat. The Panda Devo Pashi team. Obviously you beat them twice in a row in the grand final, 4-1, 4-1. Easy peasy world champs. But what was it about that team that made it hard to consistently beat them? Like you managed to beat everybody else, basically.
I don't know. They had Devo, and Devo was very good back then. He was I don't know. It was never like we didn't play different against them, but it was just Devo just pulled goals out of his ass like every second, and you had no idea what was going on. He just double tapped 8 times in every game. So I think Devo was the biggest factor because we struggled against them. To be honest.
That
And
makes sense.
Pashi, of course, dribble champion, absolute legend.
Yeah, Pashi
Oof.
was. He was like the first air dribbler
Oh
successfully.
my god!
I still remember seeing like it's really funny watching montages from back then. I
Yeah.
remember I know Remco's got some montages where he's scoring some basic wall shots and they're bouncing.
Yes.
Goal.
I actually
Back then,
saw one
people
of
were like,
those.
oh my goodness, you can
Oh
jump off the
my.
wall to score a goal. Nobody does this except this guy.
All I remember
Great.
about Remco's like highlight video is that he was always wearing the horns, like the horns thing, the horn stopper, like the devil horns or whatever.
You ever had a hat on your car, Greasy, that you prefer?
No.
No?
I've never worn a hat.
Have you ever played anything? Actually, you did play Dominus for a while. I was going to say anything but the Octane. What's
I think I played Batmobile.
true.
After we won Worlds for like 2 months, and I was the shittiest player I've ever seen, so I changed back.
Yeah. You were like, man, Cooks played really well. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to be the Batmobile.
Now you're a Fennec main?
Didn't happen.
I actually like I play all cards these days. Like I play one game with Octane, then I'm like, that was shit. Go to Fennec, then go Dominus, and then just keep that rotation. It's weird.
What happened? You won World Season 2 with Flipside, and I know you guys wanted to win another one. You were like, yeah, we can stay the best. We can do this.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? It didn't end up going that well. You came fifth at the next Worlds. Struggled to qualify even in the first place because of I think a lot Magnus and Metz's team. You barely beat them to qualify, right, in the playoffs. I think you had your second goal to equalize, and then you got a nice passing goal to win it. Like, how did it not? What happened? Was it just a lack of motivation, or
is it Mark's fault?
Mark falling off?
Yes, Mark was a big part of this. He got very washed after that season. I don't know what happened to him, but he was really shit. But But like it was a lot of factors. Like I don't know, we didn't like practice as much, I guess.
Yep.
Because we thought we could just stay the best, which is not the case in any game. So that was really dumb.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and then of course Mocket that formed back then ruined our confidence every time we played them. It was like Mystic, K-Dop, and Fairy Peak. They were absolutely pumping. And then I don't know. I think we just lost confidence a little bit. And yeah, as you said, we scraped through in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I had to play the best series of my life. I remember that time for us to make it.
Yeah, you were a nutty goalkeeper.
I remember I was hungover that day.
That's smart.
Oh my god.
I've heard some pros say that they play their best when they're hungover. I'm like, I don't know if I believe you, but I mean, why would you say this otherwise? Like,
that's the best series I've ever played, and I have never felt that shit in my entire life. Like I could barely have my eyes open. I was like, and water like pour on the head and it was shit.
That's so weird. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, Marky's definitely the problem there, huh?
I was a part of the problem too. I have to admit that.
I remember Cox was having so many like crises back then. He's like, oh man, there's a problem with my monitor, there's a problem with my internet, there's a problem with everything. He was like, closing the blinds in his house, turning off all electrical applications, phone off, battery out, everything off, no distractions. All it is like the monitor, the computer, Rocket League, and he's like, something's wrong. There has to be some other kind of electrical signal in here that's making me miss these aerials. Like he was so like placeboed out of his mind.
Yes. Crazy. He changed his camera settings after every goal we conceded. Like, is that gonna help? Like one FOV he used to change. Unbelievable.
And then he'd score the next goal and be like, "Yep, see, that was."
Oh, that was so
you're just variance. You miss some, you score some. It's not the camera settings. And he'd miss the next one and be like, maybe I need to change it a bit more. Like, no way, you can't. Like that's why, like you told me, you said that I was your first coach. I didn't even try most of the time. Like I'm not even gonna try and tell Cox to stop this because he's gonna keep doing it.
I think he still does it to this day. Actually,
he does, yeah, like that. You just keep doing it. There's no point in telling him, "Hey, stop changing your camera settings."
Oof.
But that's something that will definitely annoy coaches. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
A lot used to play with a 2 transition speed. Does he still do that? Where you had the transition speed that would, it would just like, when you have ball cam on and your camera's looking over here, then you turn off ball cam and it's just like the next frame you're looking at the. He played. I was like, that's too fast, man. It's not gonna work. What's he doing?
I have Max on that.
You did as well.
Yes. So basically, you're driving. You can just have, my headset almost fell off. Like you can look 2 ways at the same time if you press enough. Because you can basically have a view of this field. So I just drive around like this, and then I always know where people are. It's great.
There's no way that this works, man. I don't believe it. The speed is trash. I knew that you would do this. I just.
Oh my!
I only coached Cox once. It's my claim to fame that I taught him how to air roll into a ball to set up a double touch, and he was mind blown. You can agree this. He's like, "Oh my goodness, that's how Devo does it. I'm gonna do this on land," and he actually did. He got a crazy double touch against Selfless. I was like, "My man."
Oh yeah, he did. I remember that's the most tilted I've ever been in my entire life.
Why? What happened?
I don't even know. Like I just tilted so hard. I remember watching back the clip. I was embarrassed of myself.
At season 3? This is season 3?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know why I was so tilted. We scored the winning goal, and I'm like, oh, nice. Just got up from the stage. Didn't like say, yeah, good job, guys. Just went on with my day. Like I couldn't care less. And that's when I realized, man, like you need to fucking grow up, man. Like this is shit. Like come on, man. So now every time, even if I lose, win, I always go to say like good games, congratulations, like happy birthday if you have birthday and shit like that. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Just in case I missed it. That is my life.
Is it anybody's birthday? Just
this is a life hack. I hope you're ready for this. This is a life hack. Every time you meet someone you don't know very well, you say, "Oh, and by the way, happy birthday." And then it's a 1 in 365% chance that you actually have a birthday.
That's not a life hack.
And then they're gonna say like, "It's not my birthday," and you're like, "Yeah, I'm just kidding." But if that one time it is their birthday, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're such a lovely guy," right?
I mean, maybe.
It's whatever. I gotta do it.
That one.
That was
Yeah.
the wake up call. It's time to start wishing people happy birthday after their games.
Yes.
What do you remember when when something really bad happens in your Rocket League career, like you get clipped on or you miss like a really big goal? Do you remember it or do you just like delete it from your memory?
I've never missed anything as I can remember, but like I think I had one big blunder one time, and that
Okay.
was I'm pretty sure that was season 1. The ball was rolling towards my net. This was
Oh,
in RLCS,
Oh wow.
and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna absolutely pump this.
Yeah, you told the team I'm gonna destroy, I'm gonna boom this.
Yes, absolutely missed the ball, and the ball just rolled in my net. That is stuck in my memory.
You could see the whole team getting ready for the boomer that you just missed. I remember that. That was
So I was at season 1 for only the first day. I housed the Johnny and the Flipside boys beforehand, but I only came for day 1 because I had to travel. But I remember after talking to Johnny about season 1, and he told me about you telling him that story at like the party afterwards, and you're just like, I let my team down. I can't believe I did this. I said I was gonna boom the ball, and then I drove past it. So when you said earlier in the podcast were you gonna bring up something traumatic from season 1, I thought for sure that story was gonna come up. I'm glad we still made it to this story, but
we came back.
you were like,
I was thinking more of the when I brought this up, I was thinking of the Garrett G double fake where you and Marky both flopped past in different directions and Garrett G scored a goal. To like Energy never beat you guys till then. But like
that was a really bad one as well.
Yeah.
I just stopped in the corner, just jumped, put the ball mid there. I'm like, wow, nice. And that's both me and Mark like fucking straight across. Unbelievably embarrassing. Oof.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's so funny how certain weird things like that like take a really long time to get, even for pros, to get rid of like this. It's like it's almost always a bad idea unless you're absolutely pissing it across the field, slaughtering it, whatever, from the corner wall to just touch the ball, right? It's just going to go center. It's almost always a bad idea, and yet like it took people so long to just get it out of their habits.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Was that the moment where you thought, okay, I need to get off this team? When did you decide to leave Flipside?
Marky? And was it Marky or Cooks' fault?
I don't think it was anyone's fault. It was just that me and Remco were good friends, and he was like, Turbo was joining, what was it, Dignitas that time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then needed a third, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And then, we were good for a little bit. Went to DreamHack and the X Games and got the third both lands, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We lost to Gale Force both semifinals, best of 7, game 7. I mean, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So we were pretty good. But
did you meet Tony Hawk at X Games?
No, but I broke my skateboard and did a kickflip.
Whoa, you're a skater boy. See you later, boy.
I lied. I have never done a kickflip. I did it.
Wow.
A volley when you do like a wee.
Ollie.
Sorry, not volley.
Yeah.
I did one of those.
Ollie on a skateboard. I think that's really impressive as well, though.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
But no kickflips, unfortunately.
Okay. Can you do an Ollie for us live on the podcast?
I mean, I'm inside, and I have not had a skateboard in 7 years, apparently.
I could Ollie if it wouldn't be incredibly loud for my neighbors below. I could do it.
Oh, really? I've never stood on a skateboard. I can't.
I actually uncovered my from high school skate video.
Oh,
way.
And it's sick. It's so fun. Yeah, like it like holds up. It's horrible because it's on VHS, so it's like all grainy and whatever. Yeah. But it holds up. I'll post it to Twitter, and you can enjoy.
Definitely.
So why did you leave that team though?
I think I have Alzheimer's because I don't remember any of these things. Like I just remember Remco asked me to join, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then that was pretty much it. I was like, sounds like a good idea. Devo was the best player in the game. Pretty much. That was it.
Yeah. Well, you guys, like you said, you did pretty well initially, but then it didn't go so well in the RLCS season, right? The season.
No.
Where did it all go wrong for that team?
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure we did really good until RLCS started.
Yeah.
Like 2.5 months later, and then we were really bad. All of a sudden, I don't know what happened, to be honest.
And it kept getting worse and worse because then there was that DreamHack where you got beaten by London, right?
Oh.
Were you in that team?
I did not sign up for this. Like, this is just you guys reminding me of my saddest times. I literally lost to.
It's like it starts up here. You're winning world championships, then it goes way down, and now you're back at the top again. So we're gonna.
We're trying to build you up, buddy.
We're
Gotta
coming
break.
back.
We gotta
don't
break you
worry.
down first to build you back up.
Yeah, we lost to London. I actually, after that series, I took my controller out of the PC, went to the closest garbage bin, and threw it in and left the arena.
Yeah, wasn't that a best of 3 though? It was like some best of 3.
Yes, it was like Saturday.
Press, and it was like, what is going on? Like, I don't know why they do best of 3s like this. It was definitely a silly format.
Oh, it was so bad. I actually think, did we get 2-0? I don't even know.
I feel like it was 2-1.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think it was 2-1, but maybe it was 2-0. I don't remember. But after that, was that like you guys were like, okay, we need to change something? And then since Remco and Devo had won a world championship together, they were like, okay, I guess Greasy will try Ignite instead of you.
Yeah.
And then you joined with a lot in Magnus, right?
Wow, that was also great.
Well, and Magnus, they had 2 top 3s at World Championships with Betsa. Then you joined, and it just like what went wrong? Like you keep joining up teams with your friends, Remco, and then a lot everything's not working. But based on your description of how you guys play ranked, I'm not really surprised.
I think that's my biggest mistake. Like when you team with your friends that you've been together with, or together, we're not like having sex or something, but we're like friends. We've been friends, but basically, I think since you've been playing with them for so many years, it's like you know all their flaws and like in their gameplay. So you always have that in the back of your mind. So every time they say like, "Yeah, I got it," for example, on a high ball midfield, you don't trust it, and then and then you're never ready in case they hit it. Like it's weird. It's hard to explain, but if you don't trust your teammates completely on this level, you're never gonna win anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
True.
So I think that's a big part of it.
Well, I gotta be right back. Just 1 minute.
I respect it.
That's okay. You respect it. Yeah,
that's fine.
So
wait, can I get a drink as well, real quick, man?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, go
20
ahead.
seconds.
I'll talk to chat. It's no problem.
Okay. Right back.
What's up, chat? How's it going? Yeah, seriously, I will post a link to my skate video. I'm actually quite impressed at how much it holds up. Like, it's not, if you're a skater or into skating, you're not going to be like, oh, wow, I'm super impressed by Matt's skating, but it's like a fun thing. Got some hijinks, some antics involved. Good times in general. Great podcast as usual. Thank you, Papa Bean. Appreciate it.
Oi. Hola, hola.
Greasy is a great guest. Wow. You're getting live, amazing feedback, Greasy. Triple A podcast guest right there. Did you just go get some life water?
Yes, the water of life, baby.
Hey, cheers. I got some rosé.
Wait, what is that? Rosé?
Yeah, that's right, baby. I'm living in France drinking that French rosé.
Wait, what is rosé? Is that wine?
Yeah.
Rose wine? Rosé wine?
Yeah, it's little bits of rose.
You didn't strike me as a wine person.
Oh, really? Come on, bro. I'm an everything person, to be honest.
You actually are.
Can you blow smoke rings? Gang Bangster wants to know if you can blow smoke rings.
No, I had no chance. Wait, let me try.
I can.
Well, you can?
I can, but I don't have anything to. I don't have like a vape or anything to smoke here.
That was really shit. I saw that on YouTube once.
Try again.
No.
Round 2.
No.
Come on, you got this, dude.
It's so much nicotine. No, I can't. No. I have so much nicotine in my head.
Yeah. I smoked a hookah, like shisha, this weekend, and that happens every time I do a shisha. It's like
a hookah.
Yeah, do you know what that is, right?
No.
It's like Arabic, right? And they have like a bunch of like flavored tobacco that's in the top of this like bowl, and it's like this big vase full of water with a bunch of hoses on it, where you pass it around the table and everybody smokes out of it. It's like tobacco, but it looks like a big like water bong, but it's just tobacco.
Because I remember we did like a water bong when we were at Johnny's. Like I don't know what it was, but like it was just like water, and they were like, "Woohoo!"
Oh, nice.
Hopefully, that was only water in that.
Yeah. It's definitely. I'm sure it was only water. Johnny incriminated.
Yeah.
He wasn't even there, right? You know?
I don't even know.
It was
I
just,
actually don't
it was
remember.
just Brian.
Brian. Who is that?
The narrator, the text-to-speech guy on Johnny's channel.
Oh, that fella.
It's called a pipe in Swedish. What?
A pipe?
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
Von Pipe.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's that in Norwegian as well. Vannpipe.
Von Pipe?
Vannpipe.
Why does Norwegian just sound like a made-up language of people making like Norwegian sounds like an English person doing an impression of what they think Norwegian sounds like, just making up random noises. What is
It's
it?
actually like say something and I say it, and you can hear how beautiful it is. Just say something at all, whatever.
Johnny is a bean man.
Yeah, Johnny is a bean man.
I don't even know what that is in Norwegian. Johnny er en bønnemann.
Bønnemann?
See what I mean? It's like somebody is making up a language.
Johnny er en beaneman.
Johnny er en bønnemann.
That's a perfect example of what I mean.
What about if, like, I just hit a slaughter?
Nå traff jeg nettopp en slaughter.
Nå traff jeg forbi en slaughter?
Nå traff jeg nettopp.
I think it's
Johnny, you gotta shut up so I can hear what he says. Say it again.
Nå traff jeg nettopp.
Nå traff jeg nettopp.
En slaughter.
En slaughter.
Ja.
Nå traff jeg nettopp en slaughter. Am I Norwegian?
You need to get the inflection like very bouncy.
Yes.
In Norwegian.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Hey, somebody in the chat, as a Norwegian, this is gold content. That's right. That's why you guys come to twitch.tv/smellsworthless for that Norwegian hype. Actually, so every now and then I go to a movie theater to see a movie, just like without really knowing what the movie's about, and I just go by myself. And one time I happened to go to a great Norwegian film called Troll Hunter. Have you seen Troll Hunter?
Yes, Trolljägaren.
Wait, where have I heard of this before? Is it like well known?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty well known.
Yeah, it's like mockumentary style where they're trying to find trolls. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's fun.
I've seen this.
Great movie.
But Johnny, I remember some other movies.
I know what you're gonna. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Hey, listen, Greazy was bigging up this horror movie, this Norwegian horror movie. What's it called, Greazy?
Fritt Vilt.
He was like saying this is the scariest film you're ever gonna watch, man. This is terrifying stuff. Prepare yourself. Get the blanket to hide behind. We're watching this movie, and it is so funny. Like they're all like, all these Norwegians are getting scared of the serial killer, but just the way that they're talking Norwegian to each other, and I'm like, I can't help but find this hilarious. Because for some reason, Norwegians just reading out this script is the funniest thing ever. It sounds like they're making a spoof of a horror movie, but Greasy's like, nah, this is really scary, man.
You actually single-handedly ruined that movie. Every time something scary happened, you were like, "Whoa, how did you do that? That was so stupid." I was like, "Shut up, Johnny."
You know what? I'm on Greazy's side. You can't do that in a horror movie.
No, you can't. Johnny.
The thing about a horror movie is everyone has to agree to be on the same page. Otherwise, you take people out of the moment. Same thing if you go to a horror movie and people are screaming, people are yelling stuff in the horror movie, like, don't go in there.
Yes.
Don't go upstairs. That's the worst. I agree.
Oh no, I wasn't doing that. Greasy's exaggerated. This movie was just hilarious. It was just really funny. I couldn't stop laughing at this movie. It was just a comedy, but Greazy was like, "No, man, it's so scary. Oh man, I'm terrified of this movie." It was
kind of scary. Let's be honest, a little.
It was not at all scary, man. It was a comedy.
Man, I haven't watched a good horror movie.
I'm not a massive horror movie. I'm not scared of horror movies. I watch anything. I'm definitely a chicken when it comes to horror movies. This just wasn't at all scary, Greazy. Okay. I don't know why. I don't think the Norwegian accent just lended itself to making things scary. It was just too funny. I just love listening to Norwegian people talk. It's just a hilarious accent, hilarious language rather. The way that it sounds, I love it.
You should hear my dialect. Norwegian that you find funny or weird. I have 10 times worse because I have this dialect where I use these letters. Wait, let me type in chat here. We literally almost only use these letters. You probably never seen them. These. Wait, what happened to that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have that in almost every word in my dialect. So it's basically
So like the other Norwegians in chat, would they like understand you, or would they sort of just like make fun of you? Is it like because Johnny is from Glasgow, so like Glaswegians are really thick accent. Like Johnny can talk in a super thick accent where like I will probably not really understand what's happening. Is it the same?
I think it's pretty much the same. Like they
okay.
Some people like from the capital, like Oslo, say they have no clue what I'm saying, but like I don't believe it. Like they understand a little bit. Is what I'm thinking.
Give us an example. Say it in your dialect, and then say it like a normal Norwegian would.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here. I need to look up something now.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got the internet.
Bright.
That is really bright. Suddenly,
I can't see shit.
suddenly we can see your whole room.
I have a bicycle.
Yeah, I see that. Was it? When's the last time you used that, bud?
I used it on my stream actually not too long ago.
No, really.
I was listening to the party in the USA.
That's a great idea. Do they have like a game you can play like where you like you're like a bike sim? Because like Peloton has some cool stuff, but I wonder if you could. Ooh, that's a great idea. Workout stream BS and just like come in here and talk to chat and work out. I'm into it.
You're just like on the bike, like in the Peloton.
Yeah, and then they see it's like a Tour de France simulator or something. And you're like,
yeah.
That would be great. I'm into it.
It would actually be good. Is there a game for this? Is there?
I bet. Chat, find it.
Pat this right now.
Yeah, we just partner with some developers. Make it happen. Mark is going back to school to become a game developer, so maybe we'll just work on this with Mark.
We'll just wait for him to graduate. Probably won't take that long.
Yeah, he's usually pretty quick with stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I have a sentence here now. This is kind of a weird sentence. Like it's basically in English, it's I have poop in my asshole. That's basically it. But I had to use this because it uses a lot of words. So in normal Norwegian, it's I don't even know Norwegian. I only know my dialect. Let me try. Jeg har bæsj I rumpehullet. That's Norwegian. Normal Norwegian. Jeg har bæsj I rumpehullet. But in my dialect, I har faen meg bæsj I rævhullet.
Yeah, it's like the country twang.
Yes.
Are you Norwegian redneck? Is that what I'm led to believe?
I mean, we drink moonshine. I don't know if that counts.
Yep. might be a defining factor. So like in the troll movie, are they like trouncing through your region? Are they like, is that where like the mountain trolls hang out?
No, I don't think so.
Just the Rocket League trolls?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm the only one that plays Rocket League in Norway. Like I actually have not heard. I know a few people from Norway that are good.
I just casted a Norwegian player right now.
Yeah, that's one of them. Trex and Enlid. Those are the two I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you live like where you're from still? Like, you're pretty far north, right?
I'm like mid Norway, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
So like in the middle, like up down.
Because a long time ago, you were like kind of like way out there, right? And you used to have to play off like 4G on your phone or something. Is that a true story?
I'm actually back on that. It's an island that I live on.
Yeah. Okay. So you're on an island again. Wow.
Yeah, I moved back not too long ago because I want to live closer to my family, and I was living like far away.
Yeah.
And I like 2 years ago, I became an uncle for the first time. So
congrats, dude.
I moved back to like so I can be a part of like him growing up. Yeah, basically. That's it.
Nice, that's cool. Yeah, you live in like Norwegian Aberdeen, essentially. Like Scotland and Norway are very similar, like sizes, and all of the cities are actually very similar as well in size. Like if you go to like top down, the biggest city, the second biggest city, third biggest city, the third biggest city in Scotland is very close to the third biggest city in Aberdeen in Norway.
Yeah,
so, all the Scottish people listening, or the British people, he's like from Norwegian Aberdeen.
There's people in chat saying that you're Tronder or
yes, Trønder.
Trønder. What does that mean? Is that like that's like Norwegian redneck? Is that what that is?
I guess you can call it that.
Okay. Is it a term of endearment, or is it like sort of a diss?
I mean, I feel like the people like in the capital only say this because they are jealous because we have a lot of fun. Like we don't give a shit.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. It's the classic country versus city sort of thing that happens in every country. Okay, got it.
Yeah. They like go out to like nice shops, like drink wine like all night, and then I think it's time to go home. But like up here, we're like man, it's 7 in the night. We can't go home yet. We keep going. Like, drink everything you find. If it's, the thing for wash car.
The thing for wash car.
Yeah, like the thing for the.
I do know that. Yeah,
I do know.
This, if you run out, you just take that out of the car and just like in the bag, like this. Oh,
I just love that. Do you know the thing
Wow.
for wash car? That's amazing.
This
Greazy-
for wash car.
Is there a bridge to your island, or are you like proper island, or need a boat?
Fun fact. This is a really fun fact. To
Mhm.
get to my island, you have to drive through the deepest tunnel in the world.
Ooh.
What's the name of the tunnel? Now we want to know.
I can link you. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yes, this is the world's deepest tunnel. It is.
Is it underwater or just underground?
Yeah, underwater.
Whoa.
264 meters underwater.
That's very deep, actually.
That's what happens when you live in a ridiculously rich country. They're just like, let's just keep digging.
Tunnelin. See, it sounds like this sounds invented. Somebody just made this up as a joke language. Tunnelin.
Yeah, basically.
Why is Norwegian so ridiculous? I love it so much. I need to learn this. I feel like Norwegian wouldn't be that hard to learn though, because you guys actually just have English words hidden in the words.
We have a lot of similar words, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know why they would dig this? Sorry to interrupt. Do you know why they would dig this tunnel so deep instead of just doing a bridge?
Because okay, basically, I need to think a little bit. But basically, they go on from the mainland on the other side, right?
Yeah.
And they dig down without touching water. And then they dig on, they're never in water. They just dig under the water.
Oh,
ground.
I see. Wow.
Yeah, it goes underneath the water, yeah. This is quite a known concept, Greazy.
I don't know. Like
I think most tunnels do that because it's much harder to build a tunnel underwater than it is to just go right underneath the.
Johnny's a civil engineer, so
yeah, I did engineering at school. So
wait, did you actually?
Yeah, I got a structural engineering degree. Never used it for anything though. So
I mean, you got used to it now, so it's good.
Yeah, he just gets to be a dickhead to you in a podcast. So.
Yeah, I'm just like Greazy,
well worth
man.
it.
You know what you mean?
I was explaining, man. Like, don't.
Everybody I went to university with knows exactly what you're talking about, Greazy. There's no need. There's no need to. There's no need to tell me about bridges and tunnels.
Oh my god. Oh.
Wait, so I'm looking at your island right now. This is. We could probably find your house on here. It's not that big.
The house is not that big now.
No, I mean like there's not. It doesn't look like there could be many houses on this place.
Oh, you mean the island?
Yeah, the island. It doesn't look. How many people live here?
Yeah, what do you think the population of your island is?
5,000, I think.
Wow.
Wow, you are so much more of a redneck than I thought you were, for sure.
I think the population is, as of 2014, was 4,522 people. So you must know everybody. That's what people tell me, because I actually come from an island in Scotland, and they're all like, "Oh, you must 22,000 people. Yeah, you must know everybody over there." I'm like, "Well, not really, but yeah, I do know."
Actually, like, I pretty much know everyone. Like, when you go to the store, you always meet people you know, like, all the time. So
that's how the Tronder roll, you know.
Do they know that you're a Rocket League professional player?
Yes, but they have no idea what that means. So it's like.
What do you tell people when they ask what you do? How do you describe it?
Just tell them I drive a car in a kid's game, and then that's it. And they're like, "Wow, you're retarded." And I'm like, "Thanks." That's pretty much it.
So it's super politically correct island.
Yeah, and that's pretty much.
That's so true, though. Like,
definitely, for sure.
And people like above the age of 30 are like, they're still amazed, and they're like, "Wait, you make a living out of playing video games?"
They'll be like, "Did you get paid to do that?"
Yeah, and I'm like, "Man, it's 2020. How old are you? 60? Like, get a grip. Like, stop asking these silly questions, babe." Babe, I said that.
You call them babe.
No matter what the woman or a man looks like, you call them babe. That is respect in my eyes.
To assert dominance.
Wow, incredible.
That's amazing. Yeah. I want to visit the island one day.
I mean, you can come.
Just to see what's happening. Well, probably not right now. Can you do that with coronavirus? I'd have to go there in quarantine for 2 weeks or something.
I don't think we've ever had coronavirus here. Like, 0 cases. So
Yeah,
we're
but if you're coming from a place like UK, definitely has coronavirus.
Oh,
If I'm
yeah,
coming
yeah,
from
like
UK, they would be like, "Oh, you're coming from UK? Yeah, get in this hotel. You're not
Johnny,
leaving."
just dig a tunnel under the water.
But make sure to go
No.
under the water though,
yeah,
not in the water.
Under it.
because
Yeah,
that's what you learned in school. Or
well, I
piece of
had
shit.
to read a book about it. The
I've read
I
a
had
book.
to read a book about the first ever underwater tunnel. When somebody proposed the first ever underwater tunnel, everybody was like, "You're crazy. That won't work." And then he actually did it, and everybody was like, "Okay, I guess that's a thing now." And that is built tunnels underwater.
Jesus.
Boom.
As with those things, you need to be crazy to innovate. Just like Greasy, coming up with all these names for how hard you can hit the ball. He's an innovator.
I actually am.
So out of all the teams that we've discussed so far, and maybe, generally, besides like competitiveness, like what was the team that you were on where it was just like when you guys were doing your best, it was the most fun?
Oh, that is a hard question. Like, I've never thought about these things that you ask me. But I would say the team I am on right now.
Yeah.
I think
Nice.
they are two crazy fuckers. Those two people. Like, they are Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what they say at any moment. They talk Spanish to me, and I'm like, "Hola, señor."
I barely speak English.
Yeah, I can barely speak English. And then sometimes when we play, they start speaking Spanish. And I'm like, wow, that can't be good news. Like, if they start speaking Spanish, I mute. And I'm like, no.
They start speaking Spanish when you miss the ball or when you do something
Yes.
with net. They're just like saying things in Spanish. You're like, this cannot be good.
And then you hear like, blah, 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 Greazy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shit, what
blah, blah, blah,
did I do?
blah, 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 and you play.
Yeah. Replace. But I was like, wait, ooh. Well, no, but like when we had like a magic run last time here. We like just formed and made like all the way to playoff and won against Guild and everything. And got
Sorry,
semifinal.
when was that?
Uh,
I'm kidding. That was a joke. Sorry. Yeah.
I actually forgot when it was, but it was like
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. Pretty recent for everyone but you, I guess.
Yeah. But like they have like a completely new site on the game, so that makes it more fun for me. Like I actually learned something by playing with people who just came into the scene.
What do you learn from these guys in particular?
Like learn to not give a shit, basically. Like I have never given less of a shit when I play Rocket League. Like before, I was like thinking like, what happens if I do this? Now I'm like, there's the ball, double jump, nice. That's pretty much me. Do this. I see ball, hit ball.
So there's so many amazing quotes that you can get from this podcast. Like,
yes.
Greasy, there's the ball, double jump, nice.
I've never given less of a shit.
I actually don't give a frick anymore.
But that sounds like the perfect team for you, to be honest, because that's going to make you just get in the zone and
yes,
ball chase.
Like basically, my role in the team is I feel like it's more like they are the two guys just flopping about. Like they are like really good mechanically and good ball chasers. So I'm just like driving in the back. Like some games I don't even have to hit the ball. Like I just drive back and forth. Like let's go, woohoo!
That's sick.
Good job, everybody.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm happy that you're back because obviously you retired recently. Like I guess before we talk or ask about that situation, we should hear your thoughts on the final thing that happened before then, because things didn't go well with Remco Devo, a lot Magnus, but then you actually had somewhat success with Ixo and Breezy in the Weedham Girls revival. You brought Weedham Girls back and you played Ixo and Breezy. You nearly made it into well, for a while it looked like you guys were a top team in RLRS. You were going to make the promotion tournament. Then it kind of fell apart. There were some close series that didn't go your way, but what was it like playing with those guys in rival series?
That was also a lot of fun. Like they also had like a completely different like way of playing compared to like all the veterans. I feel like all the veterans have like this set way to play, and they play this all the time. So it's like you always know. That's why I always found it easier to play RLCS teams than bubble teams, because you get what you expect most of the time. But bubble teams, you like one guy misses the ball, the other guy leaves the server. You like open your scoreboard, and then you're like, "What the? Where the fuck did he go?" And then you like ask, and then he comes back, hits the ball, and like it's unbelievable. But basically,
Leaves the
Just
server.
leaves the server.
they have all types of ways to confuse you. Like, but basically, like I liked playing with them. They had new way of playing. Yeah, it was fun. But unfortunately, we started sucking a little bit at the end. But
And that's what made you think, okay, I'm retiring, because it didn't end well with that team. Or
yeah, it was like my last breath. I think like my last.
Scrub and Breezy. You tried to qualify for Spring Series, but you didn't make it. There were some tough teams you played against. You played against a team that's now Giants, who are really good. So back then, nobody really knew them, but they were insane. Turns out they're insane. And then you also lost to Oxygen, who are pretty good. So it's not like you lost to some really terrible teams or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't work out either. Was that just like, I guess Scrub was like, weighing up his options, and then he went with Guild.
Yeah.
So were you just like, I forget it, I'm retiring. I'm tweeting out that I'm retiring. Get
I
some.
was considering.
At
Yeah,
least
I
get
was.
some likes on social media.
Yeah, I was considering retiring for a long time. Like, because everything's just been going downhill. So I was like, man, this is a fucking waste of time. Like, like everything just seemed to didn't work. So I kind of lost like my fire, sort of, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just retired because our Psionics hasn't released anything at the time about the new format or anything. So I was like, I can't be arsed. I'm just gonna like retire and do my own thing, and then yeah,
What
one
was
month
that?
after.
What was your own thing that you were gonna move on to, or
No,
did you
just
have plans?
I don't know, just find out what to do with my life, I guess, basically,
Yeah.
like after gaming.
Well, but did you have any like ideas or anything
I
you wanted
believe
to
it
try?
was full-time stream, full-time YouTube. I think that's what he threw out
I
there.
was planning to do some content creation,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I started missing competing instantly. Like
Mhm.
as soon as I tweeted, I was like, "Wow, this is shit. Like, what am I gonna do now?"
Yeah,
And
instant
then,
regret.
and then I opened Twitter one day to see the RLCS X announcement, and I was like, this might be a little chance for me here. And then I didn't ask anyone to team until 2 days before the sign up, and I literally went into Breezy, Breezy. He was streaming. I
Mhm.
went into his chat and I typed, "Hey man, who does not have a team?" Question mark. And then he's funnily enough, he said, "The Mensa and Atomic are the only two left." And I'm like, I added the Mensa, sent him a message, and I said, "Let's game," and he was like, "Sure." And here we are.
Who did you message?
Really?
I added
Really?
the
So
Mensa.
you popped
Yeah,
into Breezy's
yeah, I was like
stream
saying that.
and you're like, who doesn't have a team?
Yes.
Breezy, my man, who's still tied to the scene. I've been chilling, and then you just added them on Steam straight away, and you're like, I'm your retired guy.
Yes. I think they were kind of doubting it first. They were like, "Wow, you're probably really shit."
I wonder
And then-
why. I wonder why. Who
Yeah.
who else in the world has made a pro roster like an RLCS X or RLCS level roster by like a cold message? You're like
Yes.
a salesman. Nice work, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
even-
that's just like the kind of openness. Yeah, it's like a lot of people would have been like, nah, I'm no way am I gonna do that. That's gonna be too much of a pain for my ego to just go and ask that on somebody's stream. But that's amazing. I love to hear that story.
Yeah.
Did you play any like ranked or anything at all to see if you guys
Nope.
get synergy, or did you just literally sign up with no games?
We basically, when I typed to him, he was like, "Yeah, let's try a scrim or something," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be shit because I haven't played." And he was like, "It's fine." We played shit, lost like fucking 10-0 or something. Then I was like, then I said like, "Give me just a few weeks and I'll be back in form. Like, I'm gonna put in the hours. Trust me. Like, let's do this." And he was like, "Yep, sure, let's go." And then I played the game more than I ever had, and then
Demensa is like he is such a troll. I can even tell by the way he
oh
plays.
my
Like this guy, the first time I heard of him is
god.
when I was running Fusion, and I got the my Twitch chat were giving me updates and like other results that are happening. They're like, "Oh my goodness, this Demensa guy, he beat OSM in a 1v1." And they, knocked OSM's team to the lower bracket. That was like a lot's team as well. I was like, what? Who's Demensa? What on earth? How did he beat OSM? Then he beat Scrubkiller as well. I was like, who is this guy? And then I got to cast him playing against Khaled, and he took him to overtime or something. I was like, wow, this guy's good. Like that was a close game. Obviously, it's best of one, so anything can happen. But still,
Yeah.
he was very good. And then next time I saw him play, he's playing like in Salt Mine 2 qualifiers, and he's just like playing Dominus. And one game he like switches to another card. He's just straight up trolling people. He's like going for like only flip resets, or like he's only playing defensive. I was like, this guy is such a troll by the way he plays. but he's really good. Like you would go 2-0 down, and you'd think, is he even trying? Does he even care? Then he'd bring it back, reverse sweep somebody. I'm like, I'm so confused by this Demensa guy. Like now there's just even more question marks now that I've seen his run with you guys. But yeah, he's definitely really good mechanically, and he's very like just every time I message him to see if he's up for something, he's just like, yeah, sure, why not? Do you want to set up a Spain versus England 1v1 like series? He's like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? Yeah. And
That's what I love about these people.
Doesn't he live with Zamway, or is he still living with Zamway?
Yes, he lives with Zamway.
Zamway from Giants and Demensa.
Yeah.
Like, do you know anything about that? Because that's just super random
clue.
during COVID for people to be living together. And
I actually have no idea how that happened, but
well, not if you're already roommates. It's not weird.
I don't know if they were though, because it seemed like when I found out about this, it seemed like a really recent thing, like definitely post COVID starting that this happened. I was like, wow,
apparently Jack is in chat saying Demensa has top 5 mechanics EU.
Okay. Well, the mechanics discussions are really big one. Obviously, on Twitter right now with OSM tweeting out that freestylers have the best mechanics. I think I would definitely want to get Greazy's thoughts on that. But
they probably do, right? I mean, they practice stupid mechanics all day. I mean, they have the most useless mechanics too, probably.
I think it depends on what people think mechanics refers to. If people think mechanics is like flip resets, pre-flips, fancy flicks, like and stuff like that, then sure, yeah, freestylers have the best mechanics. But I think that mechanical ability also refers to like the consistency that you can just hit the ball really hard, the consistency of your recoveries, this average speed that you can maintain throughout a game and just land cleanly on everything, on every surface. That's mechanical ability as well. And I think players are way better than freestylers at that.
Yeah.
That's what I think as well.
The people like they see a good shot and they're like, yeah, there's no mechanics there.
Where's conflict of interest Twitter when we need him?
Yeah, true.
He runs Pulse, right?
Yeah.
Is that him? So. That he runs Pulse. Right, Johnny?
So. Conflict of interest Twitter.
Yeah, like he runs Pulse. Of course he's gonna say freestylers are the best.
I don't think OSM runs Pulse. I think he's just part of Pulse. I think he's a member.
No, I'm pretty sure he's the runner of Pulse. Chat break.
Pulse.
One of them is like a leader. Is OSM the leader? Or am I totally thinking of somebody else?
I think Pulse MK is the leader, isn't he? MK, Jazer's passer.
Chat.
The guy who passes to Jazer.
Chat. Every other Twitch channel I watch.
Yeah, MK's the leader. I told you.
What is his designation? What is OSM's designation?
Can you hear this?
OSM just
yes, we can definitely hear that. What are you doing?
I'm sweating, so I turned on the fan to test if you can hear it, and then
I think it's on your table is probably why or something. I can hear it buzzing.
Wait,
fine.
Yeah. Well, give me 2 seconds here, lads.
You can take as many seconds as you want, Greazy.
He's something. He's in some sort of like role at Pulse.
So maybe they're trying to make
lead player of the Pulse clan. So okay, fine.
Okay, so you're onto something actually.
Yeah, I just oh my god, his top tweet, his most recent tweet, he's hitting a total pisser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta see.
Let me go check this out.
I'll post it in chat. This is a pisser.
I found it.
Everybody go ahead and like it. And then everybody say what a pisser.
I don't think Greazy's gonna give that pisser status. I don't think he will.
Really? Look, he takes it all the way back to his goal and then pisses it to the other side.
Oh, wait, I looked at the wrong tweet.
You think so? Look at the tweet in chat, Greazy.
What?
I was looking at the wrong tweet.
Look at the tweet in chat. OSM hits an absolute banger, double touch to himself pisser.
Actually, he might have hit.
This may be the pissiest goal I've ever seen.
Might be.
That is a pisser and a poop, that. Dude, what the fuck was that?
Hey, everybody in chat, go to that tweet and write what a pisser.
Dude, that is a definition of a pisser.
Wow. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong tweet. I was looking at one where some guy hits it off the corner wall. I was like, nah. But this one, yeah.
You're a real pisser from the lead competitive player of Pulse.
I respect that shot, to be honest.
What's the title?
Yeah.
YouTube with some subs, I guess, partnered in Twitch. Lead player of the Pulse clan. Okay. Ambassador of TM.
So I'm not a total idiot. He has, some sort of leadership role as a player, apparently. Anyway, Yeah.
He's a really good player, but
Yeah.
I think his definition of mechanics is probably different than mine, and that's why he thinks freestylers are the best mechanics, and I don't. Like I think we just have different understanding of what mechanics means. Like I think mechanics is a lot more related to what is like viable as in terms of car control competitively. I always think competitive Rocket League when I think of mechanics. Like what makes somebody a good with the way that people move their car in the game that makes them a better player. And then obviously positioning is the way that they move like around the field. It's like a totally different thing. And then
All right. I see at least two people, myself and Matt. Thank you, Matt. Both Matts wrote "What a pisser." No one else has participated, but okay, that's fine.
I think I remember a lot of people are just like listening, and they're like not even at their PCs. So I'm sure they would.
I'm very
But
upset.
apparently, Jack doesn't do it. Then he's not a real one anymore.
Ooh, called out. Absolutely called out. But okay. So where are we at in the career? We're at Magnifico, really. We're at Magnifico. We kind of found out how this new thing happened. It was a cold call. Greazy's basically the telemarketer of Rocket League.
Yeah.
Sets up his team. These two crazy Spaniards. Demenza's living with Samway and Mark by 8, which sounds like a name of a fancy perfume. Which we've
Wait, he lives in Mark by 8 as well?
Yeah.
There's 3 players from 3 different teams who are all very like they're all like extremely tough
Actually,
teams.
if we're being honest, Greazy and the rest of, Giants and BDS, that is the biggest threat to your rosters, is that house.
Yeah.
You got to get him to move out.
Honestly, though, like if you put Zamway, Demenza, Mark by 8 together, I don't think they would be as good as a team as any of their teams are currently. Because I don't know why. But I just think they would all
agree with this, Greazy. Just agree with it. Go ahead. Go with it.
I think I actually really like the comment you made earlier of like, teaming with your friends might not be the best idea because a lot of teams that I'm seeing have success recently, they're kind of just like they have more of a business relationship than a friendship.
Yeah.
And it's much more concrete and much more solid through like things that don't go well. Basically, when things go wrong, you're like, oh yeah, it's just a job, right? Like you don't have to go hang out and be like, wish you didn't miss that double touch, bro.
Remember
That's
that?
really my look at it as well.
Remember that?
I don't think that teammates have to be best friends. A lot of people think it helps. I think they need to get along well in a professional relationship, but you don't need to be best friends.
True.
Yeah, I basically only talk to them when we play. So
I think
just keeping it strict to like playing.
Yeah, it's like just a professional.
That's cool.
thing.
Hey, man, it's working. You guys are looking good. You guys are looking good. You're like probably one of the coolest storylines this year. I don't mean that in like a weird way. It's like super hype, dude. Like, first off, you're just like you sort of remind me of Mark in a lot of ways. I'm a bit closer to Mark, but like you guys are both these like pros that everybody thinks are like very charismatic, really funny, great to have around in the scene or whatever. And so everybody's just hyped to see you back in action and like having a good time. And to hear you also say that you just don't give a shit as well, but like in the most positive way. I knew exactly what you were saying. Like you're not overly attached to the outcome. You're just out there, you're playing. And actually, I think I've heard you talk before about like what would make you and your teams play well or not play well. And one of the things you've said a couple times in the past is like not hesitating, not thinking, not like overthinking and just going. And so that seems to, the next level of that seems to be, I just don't really give a shit. I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play with a couple crazy Spanish guys, and it's gonna, we'll see what happens. And things are going well. It's fucking cool.
I think you might be a reincarnated Spanish Rocket League player, actually, with your play. Spanish, or it's either Spanish or Saudi Arabian. Honestly, they both play the same way.
They actually do.
The Saudi Arabian, the Middle East player.
Boys, keep going. I'm gonna get a rosé refill. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Yeah, what do you think about, speaking of Saudi Arabian players, they're like all big talk recently after Senza's tweet, but you got a chance to play against SRG a bunch when you were girls. Like, what about that play style? Like, what do you reckon?
They actually really remind me of Giants in many ways.
Yeah.
Like playing Giants is the most stressful thing you ever do. Like no matter where they hit the ball, if it's good for them to go again or bad, they will go anyways. They don't give a shit. They just touch it to touch it, and then the other guy waiting goes no matter what. You never have time to set up anything.
Yeah.
So you're like, you see the ball, you try to hit it away, and then Samuel pre-jumps in the ceiling, and then you're like, fuck off, man. Oh.
So is that what you guys are trying to be? You're like, let's just do that. It sounds like the same play style that you guys are now playing.
That, like, our play style is kind of weird, actually. Like, we don't rotate normally. We, like, basically, Atomic and Demensa, they do whatever the fuck they want. And, like, unless I say something, they're fine to turn wherever they want, because I'm usually behind them, making sure that we control the boosts. In case a 50 goes bad, I'm always going to be there. So it's like more of a thing where they just do whatever the fuck they want, unless I say otherwise. So it's basically, yeah, we don't rotate normally. Like they turn, steal boost, jump again, like
rotations. Lots of like just. I mean, that's becoming more and more common because of how good players are at 2v2 these days.
Yeah,
2v2 is all about not rotating. You just ball chase.
And sometimes there's a situation where it's like, oh, literally the person rotating back would be the first to the ball if they just were able to go.
Yeah, that's true.
And like full rotation used to be a way of knowing what to do without communicating. Because if everybody just takes turns hitting the ball and everybody rotates out, as soon as you've gone in and hit the ball, now you rotate out, let both your teammates touch the ball before you go again. Everybody knows what's happening without saying anything, which is really helpful in a game as fast as Rocket League. But what you're saying is now, because you guys are all on the same page, and you know that if somebody can get to the ball first by breaking rotation and turning, they will do it. Now it's the same thing. You know it's going to happen. You don't even need to mention it. That's the default. It's like, oh yeah, you turn and hit that break rotation. Sure, do it. That's our thing.
That's pretty much it. But I never do that though. Like my job is like I'm always gonna do like the basic shit, hit the ball, keep it there, and then get the fuck back again, and then we try again with the same setup. So I'm basically just like cleaning up whatever happens. If they outplay someone, I'm always gonna be there ready for like a backboard hit or open goals, whatever. But I never like stay in their half being a nuisance myself.
Okay.
Because I feel like I have better control when I'm behind, and they are way better at like ball chasing than me. So
interesting.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, as long as everybody on the team knows what the preference of the guy is. Like if they see, they're like, oh yeah, he'd probably rotate it. You see Demensa, he's like, rotate. He's gonna go again. He's going to go again and again.
Yeah, I usually rotate very deep as well to make sure that I always have full boost when I'm back alone.
Yeah.
So there's very often they leave me alone, but since I almost always have full boost, I can always delay like by 2-3 seconds. So and then they are behind me full boost again, ready to go again. So, but it doesn't work against every team. So some teams have to ball chase more. Some teams I can fall back way more. It's very adaptive, I guess.
But you've made stage 1 again for our LCSX regional number 2. So the way that this works is there's 9 regional events this year and 3 majors. And the points that you can get through all those 12 events is like what's going to determine whether or not you make the World Championship. But like that's so far in the distance, and there's so many events until then.
Yeah,
you just got to take it one step at a time. So back to 32 team. It's 16 team Swiss group. What's that like? Because the range of team you're playing is obviously very big. Like you might run into Vitality, or you might run into a team you barely scraped in. This is their furthest they've ever made it. Like, how do you prepare for this? How do you know what you're gonna do in these ridiculously varied games?
Like it's very hard because you never know like who's gonna make it through. So it's not like a bracket. So you know like, oh, we're gonna play one of these 2 teams.
Yeah.
You kind of mentally prepare yourself, but you can't because you don't know who's gonna win or lose. But I really like the Swiss system because it gives you a lot of chances. Even if you fuck up one series, you still have many chances to get back. And
yeah, we kind of heard that from Farah as well.
Yeah, so I really like that.
He did end up losing, but he still likes it. Like he's still like, we lost 3 times. We definitely did deserve to make it in to the next 3 teams beat us that day. Yeah, it's definitely really cool. I know they're doing a different format for regional event 3. Regional event 3 is going to be. It's not going to be Swiss. Let me just check. I don't think
I think it's just going to be random. It's just going to be a lottery. They're going to pull names out of a hat.
I may have lied here. I think it is going to be Swiss.
Okay.
But I thought they were doing something different.
It's
Greazy.
Actually, have no
it's the lottery ticket thing. People just buy lottery tickets and then figure it out.
Or maybe they're just changing the days that it's on. Maybe they're just like, because I
Sorry.
know for regional event 3, it's not going to be a 2. Like right now, it's a 2 weekend thing. Like it's EU on this weekend and next weekend. But
Yeah.
I know for regional event 3, it's just 1 week, and the whole thing's done in like 4 days in a row. At least those are the days they asked me for casting, so I have to. What's happening?
That's gonna be a lot of game time that week.
Yeah, it'll be a busy week. But no, so this split is all. Okay, so this split is all Swiss, and the next split is a different system. It's like a 24-team system instead of Swiss 32. But yeah, the that third regional is going to be ridiculous. It'll be like 4 days in a row of just like insane amounts of Rocket League.
Yeah.
Insane amounts of Rocket
Do you
League.
know how many teams make it to the major after these 3 splits?
I can't tell you off the top of my head. Let me see if I can find that out for you though. Because obviously the way the majors work is like it's a bit up in the air. I don't even really know. Like people who think, "Oh, I wonder what Johnny's going to say. Is he going to leak anything?" I don't even know anything that I can leak.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know any information that I could leak. But
Yeah.
what I would guess is that these were potentially LANs, but obviously with COVID, it's probably not going to be a LAN.
Yeah.
And they were planned to be international majors, but since COVID is happening, it'll probably just be a regional.
I wonder if they would do European lands if they couldn't do North American lands.
Yeah, they could possibly do a European LAN and then just keep the NA one online. But I mean, even I don't think there's going to be an EU LAN. No.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Not even winter. I think because of the flu season coming back, I just don't see it until there's a vaccine. I just don't.
Yep.
LAN.
That's true. True.
Yeah. Major. I guess it'll just be an online major for EU. There's no point doing like NA versus EU online because.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Actually, I don't know what it is, but it used to be a bit more playable, or at least I feel like it used to be.
It's just because players were slower and there wasn't like as many like 50-50s and stuff like that. Like it was so easy to outplay the other player and people were so much faster now. It's just too fast.
Maybe, but maybe I'm just like remembering. Maybe you know how you always look back in the past. It's like all you see is the green grass. But I swear I remember playing on an NA server and there wasn't like glitching on every 50-50.
Just go watch the videos though. Like you're not 50-50ing all the time. You're bopping the ball down the field, not controlling it all. Like there's so many more 50-50s now, and there's so many more like types of plays that would be like, because you have a pretty good understanding of what like, say like the Saudi Arabian players have to deal with, right? Like you've done quite a bit of watching them, and so you kind of think if you were to like take that lens and watch old Rocket League, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's like the ball is mostly in the open, just like by itself so often, or it just gets hit and it's pinged one direction because nobody had ball control, really, not that great, right? Not compared to today. And so people were just like, it's much less clashes over the ball. The ball was moving much less fast and much less often. And people were just missing easy stuff all the time.
I don't know how servers work, but I do know that Psyonix probably don't really care about making their NA server playable for EU players because EU players are supposed to play on the EU server.
I don't think they did that in the first place, though, either.
Server, but I reckon that there have been like changes with how servers are. I mean, sometimes a patch comes out, you're like, "What on earth? I'm lagging on EU now!" Like all the time.
I don't know. I think you have bad internet. From as somebody who plays with you a lot, I think you've got bad internet because I think Rocket League, out of all the games I play, has the least amount of like internet issues, generally speaking. Like we're pretty lucky that we pour.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's very good. And for as far as online competition during COVID goes, Rocket League is absolutely killing the game. But my point is, I don't think that it's viable to do NA versus EU.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think it was in the past, and it was definitely viable, and I feel like it was more playable. It could be play style reasons and like mechanical ability reasons, like you said.
I think it is.
Also, like, I'm pretty sure that with the growth of Rocket League, they probably just like expanded their server infrastructure, and some of these servers don't handle players on like high ping as well as they used to. But they shouldn't even care about that because, like I said, why would a Psyonix care if EU players can connect to the wrong server?
From my understanding of technical aspects of that, I would say I would think that would not be the case. Like I can only imagine that the server infrastructure has gotten better And I think the game is developed in a way that does not allow for cross-Atlantic play to be as feasible as it used to be, especially at the pro level, where you're like, it's like, you know how they say like it's like it's like a game of inches about other sports, right? Like it's so close. When you get to the top level, what decides who got who wins that ball? It's like milliseconds, right? So the more delay you add to that, the crazier the outcome is going to be. So that's what I think. But noted that you think that you think season 1 servers were better.
Maybe not better. It's just like there have been season to season. Sometimes I play on US East and I'm like, oh, this is great. I don't even realize. Sometimes I'm halfway through a gaming session. I'm like, oh wait, this is US East. I didn't even know it. Then other times I'm playing it on EU and I'm like, did I accidentally queue up US East? What is going on?
I think
it's all banning every time. It could just be my internet.
But I think if you wanted to prove my point, you could get a Smurf and you could go play on US East and start to note when you run into problems. Ping problems.
Yeah, we should do that. We should make NA.
It's going to happen once you get to the good players. Before that, it doesn't matter because the ball is in open space. Nobody's hitting it. And so you can confidently approach the ball and you're not going to have as many like weird random issues, I think.
Greazy, you played a lot on USC so because you were really good friends with like Fireburner and that, like the Kings of Urban guys. You played a ton on that server. Or did they play EU? I think most of the time it was US because they have West Coast players as well. So like, there's no way West Coast players can play on EU. Like, what have you noticed in the past? Like, because you used to have to compete. Like, Rocket Real Season 1, you had to compete on US server.
Back then, it was actually very playable. Like, in my opinion, the servers were better. Like, just ping-wise as well. Because I could queue East and get 80 ping on some servers. And now I've been queuing NA a little bit with some friends. And I think the lowest I've seen in the recent year is 128 ping for me. On the exact same internet.
Have you moved further away?
No.
No?
It's the exact same thing. And like the game is unplayable. Like even people hitting the ball, like the ball is just going like this. Like you have no chance of how hard it's gonna be. How it's shit basically. It's really shit. That's all I know.
Yeah. What do you think? Whose side are you taking? You're the deciding vote. Nah, you're not really. Like, come on.
I actually have no clue.
Vote here, but like, yeah, we've got our theories. We've got our theories over here.
We'll clip this and we'll get Twitter to you can post it on Twitter, Johnny, and we can get people to vote who's right. We can get Psyonix to weigh in. Some engineers from Psyonix are gonna be like, actually, our servers are way better. Thanks, Johnny. You're fired from RLCS casting. We're gonna replace you with a Smellsworth, and I will rue the day.
I won the argument, but I lost the job. Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be pretty fun.
I don't think Psyonix care if their NA servers are playable for EU because why would?
What I think is like they don't have to do it. They wouldn't do anything differently to make that happen.
It could be like a collateral damage kind of effect, though.
Collateral damage? What is this? A bomb?
They're trying to expand their server infrastructure, and then some of the collateral of that is that EU players connecting to these servers don't get as good of a connection. That's my.
You are out of your depth, mate.
Oh, 100%. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All the people watching.
I mean, listen, I'm not sure that it does.
You're going to be just as out of their depth as me. They're probably thinking, "Oh my goodness, yeah, that sounds like it could be true." So that's really all you got to do in my position when you're at your depth is sound like you'd be onto something.
There does seem to be a lot of people in chat that are just like, "Oh, Johnny has a point."
They agree. They're like, that's why I lose games in US East. It's not because I'm bad at the game. It's because the servers suck. Like people like this argument. I'm the people's champion.
True. You are. Hey, man, you are. You're far more beloved than I, for sure. I'm not going to argue with that. I just think you don't know shit about servers. That's, I guess, where I'm landing.
I'm way more hated as well, though, for sure.
I doubt that. Greazy. Who'd you hate? Which one of us did you hate?
I remember I hated Johnny way back. He trash talked me and I hated him.
Oh, wow. So you sound a lot like a Psyonix developer.
Oh? Wait, who?
No, nobody. I'm just joking about Johnny talking about the servers.
Okay.
What did I say that made you hate me?
I don't remember. I just remember you started streaming like before season 1.
Yeah.
And I had like the biggest ego ever because I was like a stupid kid. I remember you said like I was shit or something. I was bad, and then I was really angry. So there's that.
I think I did this to everybody. It wasn't even that I would
Yes.
think you are blanket statement bad at the game. I would just like I used to do
You
these
were
streams
hinting at it. I
I
remember.
would review gameplay and then maybe one
Yes.
day Greasy had a bad series. I'd be like, man, Greasy played horrendously here. 'Cause
Yes.
I was the only caster who was willing to say this is bad. That he missed
Yes.
the ball. That's straight up bad play. I wasn't making any excuses. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
terrible. This is
I
embarrassingly
remember.
bad for pro play. I was like, really, I was trying to push a bit more that way to balance the scale because I felt like casting back then was so, oh, the players are amazing. Let's glorify them. So I was trying to
Yes.
go a bit further in the other direction, and now I think I don't do that because I don't have to. I think casting now is very good and it's very honest. But
I
yeah,
think you've just gotten better at like delivering those messages without being abrasive.
probably that too. Yeah, but I've always tried to balance the scale. If I feel like somebody's getting overhyped, I'll try and be a bit more harsh on them. If I feel like somebody's getting like underhyped, I'll try and hype them up.
I for somebody who watches you, I don't really feel like you've changed your messages all that much. You've just changed how you say them a lot. And I know you're more thoughtful about it too, because you gave me a bunch of feedback on my casting that was more like just like, oh, what you said here was pretty raw. You could probably just like use these different words and it would make it very chill for the player and for the audience, and it won't, bother anybody that you said that.
That I definitely do. Yeah, I do definitely try to do that. Like, make things a bit more just easy for the listener who's not a massive fan or a massive hater of the person that I'm either bigging up or like pointing out a flaw in. But yeah, I still like try. I like to hype up the underdogs or the the underplayed players. And like people always ask these kind of questions that are just inevitably going to get me to say something that sounds like I'm talking trash. Like people come into my Twitch, like every single stream, somebody will be like, Johnny, who do you think's the most overrated player? I'm like, here we go again.
Oh
Like
my God.
no matter what I say here, somebody's gonna be like, oh, he's talking trash. Then they're gonna go and tell the player that I said that Johnny's talking trash about you. So whenever people come into my stream and they say this guy said this and this guy said this about you, I'm like, I don't care. Like,
These are
if this is high school, if they want to tell me that, they can tell me themselves. I'm not going to listen to Twitch chat.
These are the paid plants, right? The paid plants you get in to come stir the controversy so you can answer the tough questions.
Yeah, Johnny hates Musty, by the way. Every single stream, somebody's like, why don't you say Musty Flick? I'm like, because I'm not even going to get into it. Like, I'm not even going to bother. Every stream, though, somebody's saying this because now Musty's like...
You guys heard it here first. Johnny thinks that Jazer invented the Musty Flick.
Jazer, he developed the Cuxer pinch. That's what he did. Nobody gives him credit.
Johnny hates Cuxer.
I'm not going to give him credit either because I don't do that.
I've never scored a Cookser pinch, just for your information.
You've never have, or you've never tried?
Never in replay?
Nope. Every time I pinch it, I own goal. I don't fucking know what's wrong with that. Like literally every time.
Are you playing Heat Seeker? Are you on Heat Seeker mode? What's going on, buddy?
I'm just really shit.
Like, going in Heat Seeker is hard, actually.
It's really hard.
Very hard. Like, it's actually a challenge. Try to own goal in Heat Seeker. It's a good time.
Nice.
Wait. I played Heat Seeker once and it was shit.
Heat Seeker's like, that's your game mode, man.
Yeah, it's true.
It gets faster and faster. That's the most greasy game mode I've ever heard of.
Yeah, but it's so hard to save. Like, I couldn't save a thing.
Dude, it's 100% pissers.
It is a lot of pissers, but like when they shoot, the ball goes like your head. You're so used to everything, how things work, and they just
give it another chance. You do actually start to read those very quickly. Like I can say with confidence that even like 1 hour into playing Heat Seeker, somebody shoots the ball over here, and I'm like, nah, but it's actually going to be over.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to my goal.
I can't.
Just go to the middle of the goal. You're like, it's coming here. It's coming here. I promise.
My brain is too slow for this.
Oh wait, have you never scored a Cuxer pinch, as people say, in a training pack?
Grim in chat has a good point. It still count. You still scored it if it's in your goal. You should take credit.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
But like every time I pinch, it always just flies along the wall, 180 miles an hour.
There are training packs. You should get into a training pack. I actually on stream I did this. I went from never even trying to score a pinch from this position to scoring 2 in a row in like not even an hour and a half. I think it was barely over an hour, and I got 2 in a row.
Like I don't have time for this. Like
you definitely got just over an hour in your day. Surely. And you learn it way faster than me. You pick up on games much faster than I do, especially Rocket League. You're gonna get it in
It's
minutes.
true. We've seen it.
I
I'm
bet.
lost.
I bet if you go to training pack and do the kind of pinch where you air roll 90 degrees sideways and then dodge into the ball, you're gonna score one. Like you're gonna get 2 in a row within 15 minutes. I bet.
I'm gonna try that tomorrow. If it doesn't work, it's it.
Yeah, it'll work. It'll work.
Yeah, I
You
hope so.
know the technique I mean, where you jump up and
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
degrees, then you dodge. The way that most
Yeah.
people do it with. Yeah,
But like most of the time, like in like pro games, you have so little time to set it up, so you always have to like. It's always very fast, and sometimes it bounces shit.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to hit the ball in the middle, so my car just and the ball just rolls down, and my car is like fucking shit. And
Yeah.
that's
off the ball. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Well, it's less of a thing. I think really these days, if you're ever going to score one, it has to be. It can't be set up anymore. Nobody is going to get surprised by it. If somebody rolls the ball back wall, everybody's like, he's pinching. And
exactly.
But these days, if the ball just happens to be there and somebody can like in the moment immediately pinch it, just they realize that they can pinch it and they do it, then it works. Like me and Matt casted an Arsenal goal.
Oh
to
my
win
god. Craziest pinch I've ever seen.
Out of nowhere, because
doesn't even look like it's gonna be a pinch.
Yeah,
it looks like it's gonna be a blimper. Am I right?
Looked like it was gonna be an own goal. The Greazy is like, oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
I have done that.
Greazy's like, it's game over for Arsenal right here. What the? Yeah, that was incredible. It's still weird. Like I look at the replay sometimes, I'm like, I just don't get it.
That's how pinches get scored these days. It's like completely spur of the moment. Like a guy will just realize in a split second, oh, I could pinch this. Yep, I've scored.
Yeah, I need to learn this then.
Yeah, you love that. It's right up your street.
That is true. That is very fun.
Easy shot.
Yes.
You know, one thing I wanted to ask before we move on to the dessert section of the Saltcast was about an important team game that you've played, like one, you know, a teammate that you had that was on this podcast. Do you remember teaming with me on Johnny's Johnny's stream?
What?
Yeah, buddy. We have played on a team together.
Me and you?
Me and you versus Johnny and Maestro.
What?
Yeah, where all me and Johnny could do was demo. It was a 1v1 with like your second player demoing.
You guys were in a team.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
What? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I know.
I
mean, you don't even remember meeting me. You don't remember. You don't remember what game you played this week.
Yeah.
So I knew that was going to be the answer. But yeah, we actually played on a team together one time.
Did we win at least?
No. Honestly, you could not handle the demos, and you sort of just like tilted out and left, basically. But it was really fun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very fun, but
exactly.
Actually, leave mid-game.
Not mid-game, really, but it was like yeah, you just you couldn't handle the bumpy wumpies, which they're difficult. They're difficult to handle.
Yes, they are.
And me and Shogun actually did. We casted another one of these for Johnny's or for Salt Mine 2 with Scrub versus Jesse, and oh my god, was it crazy and also very hard to cast. Incredibly hard to cast.
At one point, all 4 players got down at the same time on a kickoff.
What?
They all demoed each other.
All 4 at the same time.
It was on a kickoff, and because there's 2 people going for the kickoff from further away, and there's 2 people going for the kickoff who are not allowed to touch the ball, they're only allowed to go for demos. Both of them, like, they drove past the ball and demoed the other team's actual player. So for a good 3 seconds, there was no cars on the field.
Nobody on the pitch.
Has that ever happened before?
I don't think so.
It would have to be set up like this for it to happen.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen.
It was really funny. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yep, they just all demoed each other.
It was pretty cool.
Waiting for the kickoff to happen. It was so funny.
That was basically the only memorable part of that game, but it was really fun and entertaining at the time. But yeah, just really ridiculous stuff. Cool.
There's one other question that I have before we get into this.
Sure.
And that is, when did you add Meister to your name, and what was that about? Because you used to be called Greazy.
I actually don't remember this.
I'm not surprised.
I don't remember a lot of things.
Very consistent.
But I remember I was a big fan of Olofmeister back in the day.
Okay.
When he was on his peak, and I just named myself that one day for fun. And that day was the day we signed up for a tournament, and I had to play with that name.
Mm.
And then I think that was ESL, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And ever since that, I just had it because I couldn't be changing on every website. I'm fucking lazy. So basically, it's just because I'm fucking lazy.
All of
Fair.
Fair. Lazy.
Yes.
Fair.
That's pretty much it.
Remember, you used to just be called Greazy.
Yeah.
Greazy.
I've been trying to go back, but RLCS told me I can't.
You can't just be Greazy?
Nope. I have to be the full name. So.
Oh, interesting.
Because you signed up as the full name?
What is it?
Because you signed up as the full name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't change often.
Yeah, you can't change it. Sign up these days.
I see.
Got to be the same name.
Yeah.
I was going to say you should counter with Squishy. Because I think he got rid of the muffins, but I think he's been signed up as Squishy the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
I was ready to be your legal counsel there, but sounds like we're moving on. Sounds like we're moving on.
Sign up as, or you should complain because Justin changed his name to It's Just Incredible Slumped Sad Face.
Super juicy.
Sad boy hours. God damn it.
Juicy.
It's so juicy, Justin. All right, we're gonna head into the dessert section of this podcast, and this is something experimental we did on the last podcast, and it was pretty fun. It's just some cheeky questions and little thought exercises to go through with you, sir.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Marry Fuck Kill? Are you familiar with the concept of Marry Fuck Kill?
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so we came up with a Rocket League version of that called Team Demo Ranked. So we're going to give you 3 people. Who would you want to team with? So that's basically marry, right? Like you're committed to each other.
Yep.
Demo, which is kill. And then ranked.
In real life or in game?
As you wish. And then ranked, which is like non-committal, right? That's like, oh yeah, I want to play with you in ranked, but I would never be your teammate. That's like fucking, I guess. I don't know. So it's the closest we could get with Rocket League vernacular or vocabulary, right? So team demo ranked, and then what we're going to do is we're going to give you a roster, and then you go through that roster, and you say team demo ranked, right? Sound good?
Okay, let's try.
Okay, team demo ranked. Season 4 flip side,
which is Marky, Cuxer, Mystic.
And I can only pick one.
One for each. So one person you're going to team with, one person you're going to demo, one person you're going to play ranked with.
Okay, I would say a team with Cooks, obviously, and demo Marky. And play ranked with Mystic. Pretty much.
That was this last week.
What?
We asked Barra these questions last week, and he really struggled, and he couldn't come to conclusions at all. You're just like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I just don't care about anything. So it's like, I just say things.
You're like, of course, said demo Marky. Duh.
Yeah, 100%. Like
team demo ranked, chalked.
Oh my fuck! Like the original or now?
Right now.
Not Remco.
Wait, original, I guess. Yeah.
Original. Okay, I would team with Remco.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just does not give a shit either. And I would demo. Oh, that's a good question. These are all good friends of mine. So this is actually I don't give a shit. I demo a lot and then play ranked with Magnus. Just because a lot is really shit in ranked.
You're like, I love how the conclusion you came to who you wanted to demo. Be like, oh wait, I don't want to play ranked with a lot.
Yeah, like a lot in ranked. Oh,
yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I saw your guys' road to Grand Champ.
What?
I saw your guys' road to Grand Champ videos.
Yeah, it was shit. That was back when no one knew how to play the game. Still,
yeah,
we wouldn't even get to Grand Champ these days. Probably.
You should try though.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Who's your current? Who's like the current rival team for Magnifico? Who's your rivals?
Like, I mean, what does that mean? Like
the biggest rivalry that you have, like.
Who do you most want to beat when you play them?
Giants, maybe.
Team demo ranked Giants.
Okay, you're okay.
I was like,
That came out of nowhere.
I didn't know who
Okay.
it was, so I had to bait you a little bit there.
I think I would team with Steak because I
Okay.
like playing with Steak. I played some six-mans with him, and it's very easy to play with.
What about him?
No, he's good comms. Plays in a way that I like to play, and
He doesn't say any mean things about you in Spanish.
no, he has yet to do that. So thank you, Steak, if you're watching. And a demo Tox and play ranked with Sammy, I think.
Okay, nice. Any other rosters you can think of, Johnny, that you'd want to ask about?
Right, we've got to get one NA roster. What about the
true.
original?
I by Power, IBP, Season 1 IBP.
The original Kings of Urban, because they were like his.
Oh yeah, those are the homies. Yeah, right. You guys were in like
Those
some
are also
team
very
speak.
good friends of mine, but
Yeah.
So that's Jacob, Fire, and Garrett, or what?
Yeah, I think that was the team that you were closest with, right?
Yeah.
All the iterations.
I would team with Garrett.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%. And then demo Jacob and play ranked with Fire. Pretty much.
Team demo ranked IBP Season 1 at LAN, right? So we're talking over 0.
Yeah, easy. Team with Cronovi, demo over 0, and play ranked with Sad Junior.
You're so fast at this. You already
Lachinio.
Lachinio, sorry.
Yeah.
Not Sad Junior.
Sad Junior got kicked before that. He was on. Who was he on at that time? He was Kings of Urban.
He was on dentist. Nah, what the fuck? Oh, dentist.
What? I still don't know what you're saying.
Dentist.
Dentist.
You know, man.
Oh my god! How many times have you retired?
Dental. Help me, guys. Denial.
Denial.
Not dentist. Denial. Not sorry. Or I am sorry, but not.
Wait. So season 1? Are we trying to go back to season 1?
Oh my goodness! No, that was 3, Greasy.
Oh my fucking god! I don't know. I actually don't know what's happening.
When he was in Kings of Urban, he was him and Jacob did a crazy passing goal against you guys or against.
Oh yeah, rub it in, Johnny.
No, it wasn't even you. It was the Flipside. You weren't on Flipside in season 1.
That was when I was on Flipside. I did that. That was season 2.
Oh, was that season 2? Oh
yes.
my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, it was season 2. You're right. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks.
Yep. Sorry.
No,
That was season 1.
Season 2, he was on NRG, I think, right? Or
yes.
Yeah, NRG. He was on NRG for season 2.
Yeah.
So Kings of Urban for season 1.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
Dental.
Dentist. Sad Junior, the dentist.
Oh my fucking god. Like, my memory is so bad, man.
No, it seems really good to me.
Oh, really?
No. That's okay, buddy. That was really great. All right. Funniest teammate out of all your teammates.
I mean, it has to be a lot, surely.
Okay. Least funny teammate.
What? I can't answer this. Or?
Yeah, you can.
Why not?
Oh.
Didn't you have some like super serious teammates that just aren't funny?
I've just been teaming with absolute fucks my entire life. Like, all of them are funny. Like Flakes, funny.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus. Like, Magnus is funny in his own way. Like the finish.
That's like you're leaning towards Magnus least funny.
Yeah, sounds like you're really just setting him up. Setting him up for the fall. Where you tell him.
Who I've been teaming with.
Okay. Who? So, okay.
But I think Magnus. Like, he's funny. He's funny, but not like. It's not like.
He's not like traditional funny, right? That's how we're trying to make him feel better. He's not traditionally funny.
It's more like a. It's that. It's not like you don't use this. It's more like you use your chest more.
Magnus not throat funny. Got it.
He's more of a upper face.
Upper face funny. Magnus upper face funny confirmed. Okay.
Oh my god.
Because Finnish people, they don't have a wide range of emotions, so it's hard.
Magnus has talked in one tone since I knew him. It's like,
what do you mean, Greazymeister?
okay, guys, we are gonna play the final. I am ready. Let's play good. And I'm like, are you dead or what are you doing? Like, man. Like in the most stressed situations, he can be in a 1v3 in the grand final, and he's like, I have no boost. And I'm like, man, are you in the same arena as me, man? Like, I would be like, guys, I actually have no boost. You better get back. You know? Same calm.
Guys, I have no boost right now.
Yeah, guys, we're about to lose the grand final, but I have no boost, so copy that.
That's just Finland. I mean,
Finland has no tone.
If you had to choose another Nordic country to be from and be a part of the Rocket League scene, which one would you choose? If you weren't from Norway and you had to go to like one of the other Nordics.
Sweden.
Sweden? You fit into the Swedes?
Yeah. Sweden is kind of similar to Norway.
Mm.
In many ways. They also have very cheap alcohol there.
But they're women. No, they don't. Sweden doesn't have cheap alcohol.
What? Wait.
You want to hear something funny, Johnny?
Compared to Norway, maybe, but it's not
It's
cheap.
half the price of Norway's alcohol.
It's expensive though. Sweden alcohol is not cheap.
It's true.
Are you crazy, man?
Compared
Sweden, not cheap.
It's half the price of Norway.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess Scotland is like a quarter of the price then.
Do you know one Red
Maybe
Bull
1/8.
vodka? One Red Bull vodka?
Yeah.
Do you know what we pay out for one glass of Red Bull vodka out on the club?
Norwegian krones or whatever your currency is. I don't even know what that means.
I can say it in dollars.
Yeah, okay. Go for it.
$14.
Yep.
For one small drink.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Very expensive in Norway, yeah.
In Sweden we pay $6.
That's still
So-
expensive.
Yeah, but it's half the price of Norway.
Okay, well, yeah, in the Nordic countries, I suppose Sweden is cheaper, but it's still expensive.
Yeah, I guess for you guys it's a shit.
Like,
Yeah.
you can go ahead to get that for like £1 in Glasgow, where I'm from.
I remember that. I felt that.
Greasy loved Scotland.
I
He
felt
loved Glasgow. Greasy had a great time here.
I still have a headache. Weekend.
All right.
Somebody's saying that you have the oil though, which is true.
We do have some oil.
Yeah. That's how you dig
Hey,
tunnels
we got
under the
oil
ocean.
too, the North Sea oil.
Good point.
Okay, next question of the dessert section. Why do you own a saxophone?
The question is, why not?
True.
Can you play it?
It is currently 12 in the night, and I live in a block. So I
No,
think,
but can you actually play it? Do you know how to play the saxophone?
Nope.
So you said the time like problem. Flat out.
Listen,
no.
the problem is, guys, it's late.
I tried to get away from this question, but I can make noise in it.
You
Well,
can't
yeah, who can't? Yeah, you just yell
I don't
into it.
think- I don't think you're.
breathe into a hole.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding? It's not a hole.
It's a reed.
But the reed has a hole in it. Oh, for those listening, Greasy has stood up again.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we've done a bad job. Yeah, it's a
Look
reed.
up.
It's a reed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's, you don't just blow in this.
you did just blow it.
Yeah, you did just do
but
that.
no sound because it's shit.
I mean, it did make a sound, but yeah. I mean, you could just yell into it if you wanted to, I suppose.
Well. It's actually really shit. I
Okay.
paid 560 euros for that shit. I'm actually gonna sell
Why,
it.
why did you buy a saxophone?
Yeah. When
I
and when
watched-
was this first retirement? Was this?
I watched a YouTube clip on this. A
Was-
guy.
Was the YouTube clip 2 saxophone players on a subway train?
No.
That's
It was
what-
just a guy playing, and it was beautiful, and I was like, that looks really easy, and I really want to do that. And I ordered it, and then after I got it, I searched it up on Google. Saxophone, and the first thing that comes up, saxophone is the hardest instrument to learn, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking perfect. Goddamn it!
So, right, you should get lessons. I really want to hear you play this.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna sell it.
Do you know anybody who can play it?
I have no clue. I've never even heard of saxophone before I ordered that shit.
Okay, so you're saying you're not going to learn it in like your next retirement. You're not going to learn saxophone. You're just going to give up.
No, yeah. Fuck it. It's shit. It's a really bad instrument.
Nah, listen, there's a really cool video.
I,
The guy is playing saxophone, and I think it's a New York subway.
I don't want to see it because I get so jealous.
Another- You're gonna be mad jealous because there's this dude playing saxophone on a New York subway, and some other guy on the same subway cart thinks, "Wait, I've got a saxophone," so he whips it out, and then he just walks up the subway and starts doing a like saxophone freestyle to the other guy's tune, and they're both like jamming out together, having a great time, and the whole subway is like, whoa, what is happening?
They can fuck off, honestly.
You'd be
Like,
mad if you saw this.
oh goddamn.
I'm gonna send you.
Please don't link me, Johnny. I don't want to see any more saxophone clips.
Why?
I get so sad because I want to do that, but I can't because I'm shit.
This is
poor Greazy.
19 million views on YouTube. You have to watch the 19 million.
Oh, okay, I'll give it a look.
Poor Greazy.
Sax battle.
I posted it in the chat.
The last question here for you, buddy. If you had to estimate, how many Rocket League terms do you think you have invented?
Terms?
Yeah, like volcano
Oh,
pumper, shrimp diddler.
it must be in the 50s, I think.
50 at least?
Yeah, in total.
Crazy. I think you invented the most famous Rocket League like term for a fast hit.
Boomer, right? Yeah.
Or
That
you-
was like way back.
Did you invent this? Was this you?
Yes, that was in the Whedon Girls days.
Yeah, a boomer.
Yes.
A hit boomer.
That literally is the most famous thing I've ever done.
The boomer is the most famous Rocket League world. Like that is fully like cemented in like casting vocabulary.
Actually, it's kind of weird to think about how much of an impact like you and Mark have had, because also bang.
Yes.
Mark with the bang. Or just the bang.
Yes, that's
well, it's a big marquee term. Beaned it.
Beaned it.
Yes.
Yeah, bean is like has gone really well. Actually, yeah, it was really fun when you guys were on a team. Like, I thought that like your season 2 team, when you guys like published videos with your comms, that was one of the first times we ever heard a Rocket League team just like absolutely like playing at like the highest level and being total shitheads at the same time in comms.
Oh, yeah. That is like inevitable. Every team that Marky's ever been in will be like that.
Yes, that is true.
Remember Mike and like back when Cucks didn't even talk, and it was just Mike and Mark in Flipside comms.
Yes.
And they were playing against IBP or whatever in a really big final, a prestigious final, and they're like winning 8-0 and just talking about anything other than Rocket League.
Complete shite.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
I miss Mark a
My
little.
favorite ever comm skit that I listened into was like some video of like Mark and Mike talking about like Jurassic Park while annihilating IBP, or it was Cosmic Epic. Just like beating them 8-0, and every single goal that they scored, they would make some comparison to Jurassic Park.
Dude, I actually miss Mark. Dude.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
Absolutely legend. And so are you, my friends. And we want to thank you for coming on the podcast. This was really good. This was really good. We actually clocked in at 2 hours and 38 minutes.
Oh my god.
So I was live for maybe like just under 15 minutes before. So, we did good. This is 2 hours and 20 minutes of you not remembering anything about your Rocket League career. So that was like really cool.
The total opposite of Farah, who remembered every detail, and then we would be like, Farah, man, you've got a really good memory. And he's like, well, yeah, of course, I remember all these. You're just, I don't know, man.
I've been drunk for half my life. Like, I actually don't remember anything. But that's just life.
Hey, man, you're still a great guy to be around, to watch play. Do you have any predictions for the rest of the season?
Any goals?
I mean, the goal now is to try to make the first major.
Yeah, do you and the boys feeling pretty confident? Like, where's the team's head at here?
I mean, we're pretty confident, but there's a lot of good teams these days, so you never know. Like today, we got 3-0 by people we never heard about, so you always gotta be ready to go. So.
Yep. True.
But I think we have a good chance since we secured so many points in the first. We've secured 200 points. So even if we have like 2 mediocre events now, I think we still have a good chance.
That's great.
So
That's great.
But the goal is to try to win. So we are going for gold.
Go win. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend, man.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, but it's fine.
Yeah. Hey, that's good though.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, bit good. You know how to harness it. You're a competitor.
Yeah.
A tronder.
Jesus. I respect it.
Yeah, gotta remember something. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, even though you've forgotten all of the things that tie us together. Literally, you're like, I don't remember meeting you, don't remember teaming with you. Who the fuck are you?
I'm really sorry.
Also, Pepsi Max is great. So cool.
Pepsi Max is lovely.
Hey man, we bonded over the Pepsi Max. If nothing else, honestly, if I see you at another like event or approach you or something, and you're like, yeah, I don't remember you still, then then I am actually going to recommend that you go to a doctor.
No, I'm gonna remember now. Don't worry.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna sign off here. I'm gonna do a little outro and all good. Thank you, Greasy. Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Saltcast. You can find all the episodes, links to the YouTube and Twitch, and everything else you need in your life at my site, smelly.af. Head over there and I'll see you in the chat for the next show.